What is going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 18 of the Gamer Podcast. I know we took a little bit of a break. I was on a little bit of a mini vacation, but I got to hang out with the fellas. We all actually got to link up in real life. Went outside, touched grass a little bit. But we're back again with another episode. It is Antonius the Gamer, joined again by my other co-host, Super SSS Rank and Mikkel Smith. Fellas, how are we feeling today? How's what's our mental space in terms of what's going on?
Oh, Elden Ring, man. Elden Ring, man.
Dark Souls universe.
Dark Souls, straight Dark Souls 3, man.
I mean, as of right now, man, I'll be honest with you, it's a very heavy reality, especially what's going on across seas. You know, as I said, bro, like watching children going through that, bro, that just knocks the wind out of me, man. So every day as the news just racks up, because you know, as your phone is basically the news now.
Mm-hmm.
So everything just comes through a notification. So it's kind of like it's a lot. It's a lot, man.
I agree. I think regardless of, I think obviously there's going to be the political aspect that everybody kind of jumps into. But I think in moments like this, is like your humanitarian side jumps out of like you said, there's children, there's innocents that are suffering, regardless of where they fall on that spectrum. There's people who weren't asked to be included and swept under this that are now suffering because of decisions above them, and you can only empathize and look for ways to help, while also, like you said, with the dark reality, keeping ourselves in check, because like Jory said, it's Dark Souls 3 for most of us in terms of our own personal lives. So glad you mentioned that. I'm glad that it's the transparency opening up. I mean, it's the same thing for me. It's just been every week is another adventure into chaos. But that's what we do, this type of thing, to provide a little bit of entertainment, a little bit of levity for the people. Get our opinions out, get our praises out, get the hate out. And we'll just go ahead and get started. We'll go ahead with the two big, actually technically the three big corporate giants that all had their levels of news. And during the time that we were gone, first one being Sony officially releasing the specs and design and everything for the PS5 Slim, and what that will look like price wise, design wise, and so on and so forth. And what do you guys think? What are you guys thinking about the PS5 Slim so far, and what's been shown? Are you pleased with it? Do you hate it? Do you not care? What are your thoughts?
I'm confused, man, because it's like, so I'm trying to understand, why such a price hike in a strange way? You're charging me for stuff that came with the base model. This is supposed to be the slim, a more convenient size for me. And the size difference isn't really that significant.
Mm-hmm.
You're charging me $30 for things that are very simple and that could be packaged with the Slim. An extra $30 for the stand if you want it to stand up correctly. And then you have the removable disc tray. That's fair. Makes sense if people don't want it. I appreciate that. You giving me the option to kind of customize my console the way I like to.
Mm-hmm.
If I want the portable system, if I want the disc tray, okay, I could get it. If not, I'll just stick to the all digital version. So I feel like that's Sony hasn't been too fair to their consumers, man. Like they're just charging people crazy prices, especially in these times. I understand that things need to progress, but it's just, for me, I don't see how it's benefiting a Sony fan. The subscription, there's barely anything on the subscription.
Mm.
Then you have the re-release of the console. It's not even a spec increase. It's pretty much the same thing, just shorter. And you're giving me all these options to spend more money. I would not be too happy, man.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Tim, what about you? What are your thoughts?
It goes back to our conversation about, especially when in connection to the whole digital future. Like, to be honest, yeah, like, if you already have the system, especially if you got it, I would just say, like, in the last 5 months, okay, this doesn't really bother you because technically, as Thanos says, I won. You already won.
Mm-hmm.
You already beat the biggest battle, finding one.
Especially if you find it at retail.
Yeah. I do feel like, because first of all, they dropped it very randomly. I just went on my phone and I was like, oh, yeah, it is. Here, it's here. I was like, wow, so no
rollout.
conference,
Yeah,
no conference, no rollout, like no, just a picture.
Yeah.
So that was like, okay, well, I guess we're doing things different in 2023.
Hmm.
Um, I do feel as closer towards holiday season, maybe the more bang for the buck would make more sense. I do feel like it is a bit early to say because look what's coming on in a couple of days, and
One
then
of the
they
greatest superhero games of all time. Go ahead.
and today they just announced the officialness of Horizon Zero Dawn, the complete edition.
Oh,
Oh,
mm-hmm.
Horizon
Forbidden
uh
West.
Forbidden
Yeah.
West,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, complete edition. So it's like, yeah, so yeah, the system, just like how you said, it's a bit more extra, but not very extreme, I would say. But then, especially with this digital future, like, hey, here's a holiday bundle with your choice of either Spider-Man, Horizon,
Do they have any other Sony exclusive for the year? Maybe like a God of War
God
uh,
of
never got like a bundle
War.
pack. Yeah,
God of
God of War
War,
bundle pack. Mm-hmm.
God of War, things of that nature. So it's like, yeah, I do feel like the holiday season
Knack 3.
things.
Knack 3.
I'm joking.
I'm about to say like what?
Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking.
No,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
you tripping with that one.
Oh no, no, yo, hey, that's y'all game, man. That's not mine.
No, don't do.
Nah,
We don't cling to certain things. We have sense over here.
claim that knack, boy. That knack 3, man. Who made that? Peter Molyneux, same guy.
But I do feel, like I said, I do feel the holiday season things would look brighter for it
Mm-hmm.
because Sony knows at the end of the day, bro, it has to sell. It has to sell,
Mm-hmm.
and I do feel like they've come too far to drop the ball in that sense. So, like I said, there's only 2 more months left in the year. Let's see what it does.
Yeah, the thing when it's funny you say that about the whole dropping the ball, and I wanted to also highlight Jory's point about what makes sense to the consumer, because like you guys both said, there's a lot of things here that don't necessarily seem consumer friendly, right? So yes, you are getting a little bit more storage space by default. Whether that warrants a $50 uptick for 200 extra gigs, I don't think so. I would have loved it if they slapped an extra terabyte on it to kind of warrant like this is like a mid-cycle change. Given that
Okay.
everything else is basically the same, right? The like Jory said, it's not that much more portable than the original PS5. Yeah, as opposed to like when you think about the base PS3 and the PS3 Slim, those were like night and day in terms of sleekness and design. So for me, when it came to the design, I'm like, I'm fine with it. Obviously, I don't think design was a highlight of most of the consoles this cycle. Like the Xbox Series X doesn't look that great. The PS5 doesn't look that great. All those jokes about the PS5 basically being like a cooling fan or like a desktop tower. It's true. It's not an amazing, or like it's Seto Kaiba's coat, in hardware form. I'm like, yeah, that all tracks. It's not the an wow console, right? It's always the under the hood things that have made these things stand out. So I'm not really tripping about the design. It's just more so it's like Jory said, it's like how do you justify the digital version being $50 more? What I'm saying? Like there's nothing there, and then
I
you're
mean,
charging me for the stand now that used to come with the original PS5.
well, to be honest, bro, and this goes back to the discussion that you said. Remember, the digital future is coming regardless. So it's kind
Hmm.
of like, yeah, to be honest, you kind of don't have a choice.
Which like you said, that was my concern the last pod we had. Like I think we don't have enough evidence that not just Sony, but most of these companies are looking to do right by the consumer. They're going to kind of put you in this place where, from what I read, they're not going to be manufacturing anymore of the original PS5 after a certain point. The PS5 Slim will be the new standard going forward. So at a certain point, the digital one will retail at 450 across the board. And this is kind of like, okay, now that we've kind of unofficially confirmed that the next generation cycles in 2028 and Xbox seems to be going digital only, and like you said, Sony is now in that digital space. What does that price console look like? Are we going to go back to the horror days of the PS3 launch when it was like you can get a PS3 with 40 gigabytes of space for $700 at that time? Remember those dark days? Where it's like
Hey,
it's kind of like the price is the price.
they bought it.
They
People
people
bought it.
did buy it. People did buy it, and I that's something that like I said last pod is like that's my concern with the gaming consumer base of like they want to have these consoles in their hands so bad that they're essentially um, setting up their own demise financially. where it's like these companies are just kind of feel emboldened by making more and more ridiculous decisions in terms of, hey, we're gonna keep stretching your wallet as thin as you can take it. Go ahead, Tim.
I mean, but to be honest, bro, that's the culture because first of all, look at this.
For those that are
Like,
listening in, Tim's holding up his smartphone, which is
yeah,
a great point.
that is like, just like how you said it in a very biblical way. People have shown it, yes, to the detriment of your wallet. Oh, the new what? Line around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So they know they're yes, they're banking off humanity. They're banking off humanity because they know what humanity is going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Consume.
Sheesh. Okay. I mean, unless you guys have any other thoughts, that was just my thing. I think it. Yeah, I think it's just indicative of where we're
I
heading. Of like,
I
go ahead.
think I think I think it's gonna well, I mean, for me, I see it is actually gonna get better as far as I think we're gonna get sales more like Steam because Steam is all digital. So I think other it's we're not gonna get the consistent prices that we see all all year round. Because in fact, um I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's GameStop's primarily the reason as to why,
Yeah,
they
of
went
course, they
digital,
want to get
right?
rid of the third party retailer for
So,
sure.
so I was talking to a buddy of mine. He said, to be honest with you, SSS rank, I don't know why games digitally are more expensive than games physical media because you're not paying for any advertisement, you're not paying for any shipment. So when
No packaging, no
no
pressing of
packaging,
anything,
no nothing, no books, no art books. That was gone are the days where you used to buy a video game and open it, take out
and
the
just a
the manual,
book
bring it to
of
school,
just.
and
Mm-hmm.
just open it in front of your friends. You guys smell that?
Yeah, yeah, I got
Super
it.
Smash
Yeah.
Brothers. You don't Kingdom Hearts? Kingdom Hearts, you got that? And
Mm-hmm.
just flick the page in front of your boys, you know what I'm saying? But that's a that's a that's a gone time. So now what am I paying for exactly? And then on top of that, you're charging me an extra 20 or to $10
Right.
for a video game. So I feel like, the game industry, yeah, they say okay, yeah, games are much more expensive, but then when you really look at the numbers, then it's not adding up. No, you guys were okay with charging 60 for a while because you realized the digital purchases and the microtransactions made up for that.
Mm-hmm.
So charging $70 for a game, that price is going to go down, I believe, in my opinion, or people won't buy games on time and it's going to affect the sales. So they're going to have to make a compromise. Do we want our
Right.
money right away or do we want it later? And,
We'll see, because the
yeah.
the age old example is you don't need everybody, you just need enough, right? So if I
And
have 1,000 people with disposable income who are gonna still buy at a premium price because like Tim said, I have to be the first one to have this, then it is what it is, right? And gaming becomes a luxury experience, and if you can afford it, great. If not, good luck. Right? Like I think it could go either way. We don't
mm,
have enough information to trust in the fair market value, because for right now, for all we know, and I'm not saying this is where Steam is headed. I'm not saying, given the history of corporate America, is that Steam right now, they know they're in last place because they're PC based. So they're going to do anything they can to incentivize a customer loyalty, right? They're going to have uh, breakneck sales and giving games away for free and things like that because they want to establish themselves in the market. But when the digital market becomes the new level playing field across the board, who's to say Steam's going to be like, hey, the price is the price because you can't get it anywhere else anyway? We don't know, right? We don't know enough about it to be like, here are these complacency things in place to make sure that us as the consumer get this game at a reasonable price.
um, you know, I would say yes, but the gaming community is unforgiving. If there's anything that these upcoming years have proven to me is that, listen, don't we'll allow it when we realize it's not, all it takes is, it goes back, all it takes is one. No company is high and mighty.
Mm,
It's this industry, when they do their little numbers, their ratio, this industry is unforgiving. They'll allow it, but now we're not at the age to where we're like, hey, listen, um, a 64 cartridge, man, boy, were they pulling a fast one on us. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? But that was the technology at the time. But now technology is not even progressing to another level. It's staying the same. So because it's not evolving, I don't expect the prices to evolve at all either. You know, unless we're gonna get an entire Skynet simulation to where we Ready Player One in it,
Right. That's
it's gonna
fair.
stay right here,
That's
and we're
fair.
gonna be like, with nah. I mean, because as much as we like to believe in this dystopian future, look, Back to the Future was 2015. Back to the Future 3,
Mm-hmm.
2015, the story took place.
Mm-hmm.
That dude jumped the gun. You get what I'm
You
saying?
think so?
The technology hasn't caught up. Maybe the culture and the
Yeah.
we don't have you know what I'm saying? We don't have clothes that strap onto us and automatically fit our custom size
But I feel
or
like we don't have.
hoverboards.
Well, I feel like, and I don't want to get too off topic, but I think a lot of those
Yeah,
things have to do with either practicalities or capitalism, right? I can't
yeah.
sell you a flying car because you're going to get drunk in it and you're going to go crash it into a plane, and I can't sell you clothes that fit to your body because I need to sell you more clothes because money. Like, it don't mean that it's not possible. It's
Yeah.
just here's some things that, like, as much as we would love to give you guys flying cars, you can't even drive regular cars. You can't even drive hybrids. You can't drive self-driving cars. I'm not putting you in the air. Now there's debris hitting the freeway every other day. No. No Jetsons here.
Hey man, other countries will see different, man. You know, it's weird. But anyway,
We'll get
no,
the
I'm
boat
just
car.
saying.
We'll get a
I know,
boat
I
car
know.
before we get an actual flying car.
Probably right. Probably the state Floridian, man.
Yeah.
Straight
People just doing
Floridian.
180s
Yeah.
off the beach.
Jeez. Yeah, man.
uh,
You know, I'll drive around the Key West instead of driving through Florida. Jeez.
Do a little tour of the islands.
Oh my goodness, man. That's crazy. But yeah,
um,
man.
yeah.
Those are my thoughts.
Okay. All right, but moving right along into Microsoft again, going with the companies and big announcements. Microsoft has now basically the ink is just drying on the paper in terms of them fully acquiring all things Activision, the catalog, the back catalog, things like that. There's already announcements with Game Pass starting to incorporate some of the games in that catalog starting in 2024. Fellas, is this the big gaming upset that it was posed to be, where everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, if Microsoft gets this deal, it's over. They won." How are we think?
I
What are we
mean,
thinking?
listen, I don't know. I don't know who these people are, man, but like it was pretty apparent Phil's intention to not make everything because it doesn't benefit him anyway. And Phil seems to be a pretty logical and fair person when it comes to when it comes to his overall goal of
Mm,
what he wants Microsoft to be. Because let's give a round of applause for the guy. Look at what he did for the system. It was comatose when Don Matrick said what he said. Well, if you guys want your games, just buy a new system. I'm not paying. I never felt and I never thought that buying the game over and over again was a step forward. I can get the music back on my iPad Touch that I bought from 2004 before digital was even a thing. I can still have I can still have my music. I can still have access to my music, and all I got to do is just download it to a new device. So when Phil Spencer did what he did, and he released a new console, so to say, a new console during that launch of the failure of the Xbox One, and he did the Xbox One X, for what he was able to do in that life cycle of Microsoft in that turnaround, and actually finally getting at Microsoft a backing, because it was called Microsoft Games, but it wasn't really being funded the same way Sony PlayStation's being funded, direct funding. It's not that they never separated each other. Xbox was separated from Microsoft. Microsoft just owned it.
hmm
And we know that because we're Americans, but in Japan it was just called the Xbox. Then you'll find, oh, Microsoft makes it. But it's not as if Microsoft is actively involved. Now we have a console generation to where Microsoft is fully invested in gaming. So this is why now it's actually, if we were to be into the console wars officially started now versus
mm.
back then because there
Or
was no backing.
no, they restarted. There was a time where the
Or
console wars was a real thing.
it was a real thing, but it wasn't a competition to it. It was more like if you were a Goku fan and you were Vegeta from the Namek saga while Goku's on his Buu saga. You know what I'm saying? Where Goku's on
Nah,
his Buu saga of
I
transformation.
I can't agree with that because I think especially during the PS2 and Xbox and then especially transitioning to the PS3 and Xbox 360, it's like the games that were being innovated at that time were truly, truly groundbreaking. Whereas me, who
No,
I've told you guys, like I'm not the biggest first person shooter fan. I enjoyed Halo. I enjoyed Halo, especially as opposed to most of the Call of Duty entries. I'm like, man, I wish I could play Halo. You know what I'm
as far
saying?
as
Like,
popularity, not the infrastructure of the system. It was a good console to begin. I had a blast with the Xbox Live, blast with Xbox, but like
mm,
it wasn't as popular. The 360, that's when Microsoft started to get the popularity, and
mm,
because in truth, PlayStation was stomping everybody out. PlayStation was stomping left and right. The games PlayStation was coming out with, you couldn't play. Most of the games now they were only a figment of my imagination. Tekken,
mm.
Soul Calibur.
No, y'all got Soul Calibur.
We got Soul Calibur on the 360 after we missed the whole. We got Soul Calibur 2, but we didn't get Soul Calibur 3. Right?
Gotcha,
We didn't
gotcha.
get the Naruto games. That was unheard of. We like, oh man,
That is true.
this game's not coming over here, man. Final Fantasy on an Xbox, Kingdom Hearts, never happening. Like all
True,
these Japanese games,
true,
we would
true.
just look. I'll just look. I'll be like, yeah, Kingdom Hearts. When you walk away, I said, man, I'm never gonna be able to play that game, and I knew it. But
Mm,
now we have what Phil is doing a great job, and this Activision acquisition I think is going to be great for gaming. I'm glad it's good for Xbox because you know personally now they have traction. Now they can actually find something to build on.
mm-hmm.
And
True.
people saying, "Oh my gosh, what Microsoft should have did it the what way should Microsoft have done it? This is a company. We were doing bad, we buy something. If we're doing poorly, we make something better. I don't know if PlayStation right now is considering making a PlayStation 5 Pro. If they do, I wouldn't be mad at them.
They are. They 1000%
If
are.
they are, but I wouldn't be mad at them. Why? What?
Mm,
The PS5 is selling like hotcakes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna get it. I'm okay with the PlayStation 5 I have now. But for those who don't even have one, or there's people I believe that are actually waiting for a PS5 Pro just to say they have
oh,
it. you know,
the reason why I
I
say
personally.
that they're gonna make one is like you think about it. The PS5 launched in 2020. Again,
Mhm,
the rumored next gen console cycle is 2028. That means it's gonna be 8
2020,
years since the PS5 officially launched.
and
A Pro is
who
coming.
knows what the state of the world is going to be? Sorry to cut you off. Who knows
No,
what
no,
the
no.
state of the world is going to be?
Absolutely.
You
A
know,
Pro is coming. A
um.
Pro is coming.
So, but I feel like they have to do this to counteract the hype because not all eyes are on Microsoft. Phil Spencer just did a interview, I think 2 or 3 days ago, and he was saying, yeah, we're not going to do any of what Sony had done to us with the exclusivity for Call of Duty. We're going to have it cross compatible. Everything you get on Sony, everything you get on Xbox, you'll get on Sony day and day, day and day. And so I feel like with certain things, Phil is going to be very transparent because it doesn't benefit you from taking, if he says he's for gaming, he's not going to ostracize a community just because we've made that purchase. It was already on there. Why remove it? Now, for other games, I don't think they're ever going to see the light of day on PlayStation anymore. Right?
Yeah, at some point.
So and then same thing, right? We don't have Final Fantasy
Rest
7.
rest in peace, Spyro. You guys got him. It's over.
Yeah, so I think in the hands of Phil Spencer and the atmosphere he's bringing to Xbox, he's giving them an identity. I do wish they would go back to the Xbox era because PlayStation still has traces of that Millennium premium console feel, and that's why I like Sony's advertisement. I feel like their advertisement
A1.
is amazing. I
A1.
just wouldn't waste an entire subway station campaign on Spider-Man 2. That's a little ridiculous. But
You're incorrect.
I'm incorrect.
You're incorrect.
I think that's a little ridiculous. But
We can
with
get there in a
Xbox,
second. But
yeah. I
yeah,
wish with Xbox, I want them to go back to the identity of the first Xbox. I feel like that was a more clear, concise identity than what they're doing now. Like it's like Xbox is doing too much to be liked versus just being, like, and It
They're
doesn't.
they're in their rediscovery period, Tori. That's what it is. They're
They they
they try
are
to
they
present
are they
themselves as
are.
one thing, it didn't work, and it's like, who am I? Who am I now?
No, 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 no. When with the even with the 360, it was going a little too, like the
Mm,
iPod commercials. It was. I'm like, that doesn't scream to me Xbox.
mm.
Nintendo, that would work better for a Nintendo campaign than it would for a Microsoft campaign. But I think they need to go back to the Edge box,
I mean, we'll see. They
era.
they
But
got they got the properties for it now.
it doesn't seem they do, but it doesn't seem like they're going in that direction, man. Like all this.
I don't think so. They acquired Bethesda. Now they have like these companies that are building them these games that you're going to be playing for the next 5 years, right? The fact that Elder Scrolls is going to launch basically as an Xbox exclusive, at least for a while, is already it's an incoming win basically.
Okay, okay,
I think they are looking to now that they've what I would imagine have done acquiring for the time being. I think they're looking to play the long game of like, okay, as we gear up to 2028, what are the things that we can do now to kind of reestablish ourselves as a big contender?
okay.
Yeah, but Tim, what are your thoughts? What do you how do you feel about the acquisition and everything going on with the ink drying on the Green
I,
Machine?
I just want Spider Man. To be honest,
Mark,
bro. To be honest, bro, I really have come to that stage of adulthood, especially as I emphasize on adulthood, that most of my time is taken up by my adult life. When I come to video games now, it is just for my personal release. So
mm,
as long as the games that I want being produced for the system that I purchase,
everything that's cool on.
e- everything is kind of pointless at this point.
Mm,
Because like, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Because to be honest, bro, I mean, I played Ghost of Tsushima, New Game Plus mode. Felt great. Felt great.
mm.
I was so refreshed. Um, and looking forward to the new titles that's coming out. Spider Man, the new Under Night. It's like, bro. So at the end of the day, is bro, I got over 10 games on my list. I am happy.
Mm.
I am happy. And I feel like that's where I truly stand as of now. I am happy. Like yes, there was a certain era, like I was very focused upon like the competitive gaming world and stuff like that. But then I was like, nah, bro, like Tim, do you even have time for that?
Yeah, man.
No,
That's
no.
a fair point. That's a fair
Fighting
point.
games, fighting games go nowhere for me, man.
Who has the time?
Like fighting games, I mostly play, since they are taking story much more important now. I take it for story and I take it
Mm,
for cosmetics hoarding. Oh, you got to play this route to get this outfit. Okay, challenge me.
right.
Oh, I got it. Okay,
So
next
the
one.
off the offline content is what drives you basically more so.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, because it's like, oh yeah, get my trophies, get my platinum.
You need to get Monster Hunter, man.
Nah,
No.
Yeah, nah, you might as well. Yeah, why not? Monster Hunter
nah,
is amazing.
He just said
nah.
time.
No, what you mean? Just pay the 15-minute kid. It's it. Yo, you meet Marvels on the game. You meet a Marvel, 15 minutes, 10 minutes.
I
Monsters game,
believe you.
right?
Listen,
Right.
Joy, your no one is doubting the quality of your cosign. What we're
Oh
talking to you
man,
about is the devotion of time and lack thereof.
yeah.
That's what he's trying to say. No
Hey,
one's saying that
listen,
Monster Hunter is trash. It's just the time.
I'm playing Monster Hunter when I get 3 triplets on my arm. We playing. We fighting Diablos.
All right,
I'm
you
good.
say that
Okay.
now. All right, I'm like, mark this date, mark this conversation. You
No,
say
no,
that
it's gonna
now.
happen. It's gonna happen.
All
It's gonna
right.
happen. It's gonna happen. Uh-huh.
And your
Uh-huh.
your secretary said, Mr. President, you have a meeting with such and such in the morning, and you got the kids and the wife. No, bro. All right, we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Mark.
Tell Jimmy I'll be there at 12. Okay, I just got a couple of things to take care of. Yeah, it's gonna happen, boy. It's gonna happen,
All right.
man. Get my best Patrick Bateman. My best Patrick Bateman.
Because to be honest,
What?
bro, like I'm really looking forward to them Sony holiday sales because
Mhm.
last year they were just
Top tier. Yeah.
top. So like they already know my budget. All right, $200. Give me the best you got. Because last year, bro,
Oh dang, damn, yeah, $200.
Yeah, no, but bro,
You
them sales
you
was
could clean
legit,
up.
bro.
Yeah, you could clean
Yeah.
up.
Cause
Yeah.
bro, I got like 5 to 6 games that I wanted. Like I was like,
With all the DLC just all together for one price.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
That's crazy. All
That's how
right.
I got Tekken 7. It was like, here's Tekken 7 with everything for like $30. I said, okay.
Oh, take and get my money day one, man.
Yeah, it's looking great. It's looking
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I will say in terms of my thoughts on the Xbox thing, I think Tim brought up a good point. There is a part of me of like I think I'm also in a phase of life where some of these things don't matter and affect my day to day, right? Where it's
Hmm.
like college me would have been maybe a little bit more engaged and involved of like, yeah, again, not the biggest first person shooter fan, but I would play with my friends online for the companionship aspect, right? Hey, what time you getting online? We about to play some COD. Cool, right? Nowadays, the time that we set aside is just for the pod, much less, you know what I'm saying? Like we had to
Hmm.
schedule and
Hmm.
align things just to go out to eat, much less, when are we all hopping on online at the same time? Who knows?
Don't worry. The
So
day will come, guys. The day will
no,
come.
yeah, of course, when they want
We're
to
gonna
cut us a
visit
little
Tim.
paycheck.
We're gonna visit Tim. We're gonna visit Tim on the plane.
Yeah,
Flying over
no,
the coast.
but even with
Yeah.
that, it's just like it's like there has to be some backing attached, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
the time of like carefree hopping on to just game for hours and hours, like that phase. That's we're not at that phase in our lives currently. So when things like
No.
that happen, of like, are we losing Call of Duty? It's like, take Call of Duty. I don't care. I don't play Call of Duty, and none of
Yeah.
my
Yeah.
friends
Yeah.
in my age group play Call of Duty. So these things of like who gets what, who owns what. To Tim's point, it's like, well, the little bit of free time that I have right now, I'm not dedicating to any of these things anyway. And who knows when that will happen. So
Excuse me.
I kind of feel like when it comes to these acquisitions, it's like, yes, I do think this is Xbox's or Microsoft's big chance to kind of really put a foot in the current gen cycle. I think they've been playing a lot of catch up. I think for as good as Starfield did for them, Redfall was a really really bad strike on their current gen cycles, and now they're trying to play catch up. Whereas Sony and Nintendo have kind of been like hitting it out the park with almost every release. But I think it's one of those things where again, it looks like it's the long game. They're prepared for the long game. I'm fine with them doing the long game, and we'll just see. We'll see what happens in the next 2 to 3 years with Xbox.
I'll say this.
Hmm.
In truth, none of the acquisitions really even they're not I'm happy who they're for. I'll say that as an
Mm-hmm.
Xbox. I'm happy who they're for, but for me, yeah, I'm more of an adventure guy. I'm more of I'm into an adventure. I'm into role playing. I'm into the JRPGs. So I'm happy who they're for. Like I'll benefit from it on certain things with Elder Scroll and what else? Call of Duty. I don't play Call of Duty like that, like how I used to. It don't matter to me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like Warzone. Where does it go? What's the point of anything anymore with Warzone? It's like that. It's a dead end. Um, I would just want Microsoft to focus more on their first party games. The reason why I purchased the console in the first place. So Halo's now in a better spot than it was before.
Mm-hmm.
But so I would just want to see new things take place with this, and I definitely want to see more Japanese games like they are now. The fact that I could play Persona, I ain't mad at it. It's not even
Mm-hmm.
my type of game, but because I've seen the advertisement, the universe looks cool. I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna play all
Yeah.
of them,
Character
and
designs are
then
fire. Everyone
I'm just
always
gonna
talk
give it
about
a
how good the
try.
story is.
And so, I mean, why not? I just would want to. I want to see more. I want to see the next phase of what they have in mind. Because I'm like my biggest game of the year is gonna be Grand Blue Fantasy,
Oh,
hands down. Yeah, for
okay.
me, because that's everything I want it to be. It's not. It's colorful. It's vibrant. It's alive. The combat system's amazing. From what I can see, it's my
Mm-hmm.
type of combat. I like the fast action pace, fast paced combat. I love that. Um, Dragon's Dogma just looks more of the same to me. I don't see anything new
Mm.
from what they're showing me. And a lot of people probably disagree with me, but like really look at Dragon's Dogma from far away. You can't tell the difference, man. If I were to hold it side by side,
Mm-hmm.
close up, yeah, it does look like a different game, but it's just not. I'm tired of these. Let's do our best to simulate.
Go ahead, Tim.
you
Yeah,
want
go
to
ahead,
know
Tim.
you want to know why it looks the same? Because it's not a remake.
What you mean?
Remember, because all Capcom is really putting their efforts into is these remakes that they've been selling us since the
I
last
don't.
console
I,
generation.
I see what you're saying. I see what
It's
you're
not.
saying.
It's not a.
It's not a
It's not a
priority for
remake.
them.
It's not a remake.
I get it
Okay,
now. I get it. Okay,
Okay, okay,
and
okay,
that
that's
makes
where
sense.
all
Yeah.
that's where all the money is going to, bro. Because, bro, look at
okay.
it. Like, well, it technically wasn't really a remake, but it was a
Then
remaster slash
why not just
remake.
do a reboot?
How do you do a
No,
reboot after one game? You
yeah,
can't do
No, because it's
that.
like no, but it's like like okay, so if I'm gonna do all these remakes, unless they're here's this me thinking wild card. Let's do all these remakes, then we reboot.
I don't think Capcom wants to be known as that though. It's Capcom. Remember the thing that we always have to
Why
we
not
can't
Super
we
Street Fighter 9
no we the thing is you
Deluxe Quantum Fist Edition?
remember part of the reason why we've struggled so far and so long as a community with rollback netcode is pride. And if anybody got pride, it's Capcom. So as somebody who's had their foot on necks in so many genres in the gaming industry, literally for decades, Capcom does not want to be known in 2023 plus as the remake company. I promise you, they don't.
Okay.
It's pride.
Okay, so now my thing is why not just do a reboot? Because it just doesn't make any sense. You're doing all these remakes, and it's not going anywhere story wise.
Again, pride. I have to show you guys that I can still contend in these fields.
Okay, okay, okay,
It's a
okay.
reason.
So, but
It's a reason why Square is now pulling back on everything else and just focusing on Final Fantasy VII. We
they
need to
have to.
show that we need to show
They
that
have
we're still
no.
able of making a competent RPG. We're
They
Square.
have to.
It's the
They have
same
to.
thing for Capcom. It's the same thing for Capcom.
Oh
The
no, yeah,
only
they okay, yes, you're right. But it's more of a desperation, not me being creative to prove and flaunt. It's not showing me the chest of pride when you say it that way. It's pride that I can prove it to you out of desperation, but not out of oh yeah, I'll definitely show you guys.
but
Am I wrong?
who needs that when everybody's buying it? Like I
exactly,
said, the consumer. Because, bro,
exactly.
like, look at it. Street Fighter 6 barely had a story, bro. The hub world was the biggest selling point. The microtransactions was the biggest point. Yes, some of your favorite characters look a little bit more flashier than before. Okay. And then yes, okay. Resident Evil 4 remake. Here's the new design for Albert Wesker, so we already know what the future holds, bro. It's
Not
because
voiced by DC Douglas?
it doesn't matter.
Come on.
It
It
No,
doesn't
doesn't. It
matter.
doesn't.
It don't.
It doesn't.
it's
It
whack.
doesn't matter.
It's whack.
It's what Tim said
It's
the other day. Capcom has such legendary character designs that they know that will power anything else that they want to do.
yeah, bro. It doesn't matter because once that Resident Evil 5 trailer dropped, and to this day, Resident Evil 5 Gold, it is their biggest seller out of the entire series. So people are waiting to go back to Africa.
I don't know how they're gonna do that in this time.
So
But anyway,
yeah.
and,
They
So
and
took
the kid they gonna have Chris Blackfield. We decided to remove Chris from the game and add
no,
Sheva and Charlie.
no. They'll keep Chris. They'll keep Chris, but
Chris will only be able to shoot the white
they
characters,
will
no,
not
while
no,
make
Sheva
the
can shoot
they will
the
not make the
black
mistake that
characters.
Square did with Final Fantasy 16. I guarantee you that. I
yeah,
guarantee
no,
you
No,
that.
and they're gonna redeem Final Fantasy 16. We get this Final Fantasy 16 Royal EX Plus Edition. I'm telling y'all, call it right
I
now.
agree with you.
It's coming.
I agree with you.
It's
yeah,
coming, and it's gonna be priced at $70.
okay, yeah,
No,
we'll,
no, I'm
we'll,
telling you, yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, but yeah, back to end this point, man. Grand Blue Fantasy is gonna be my bread and butter. It's everything I want. Dragon's Dogma 2 doesn't look like it's gonna do it for me because man, I feel like that them lion characters is just bad costume designs. Right after Yu-Gi-Oh was done on WB 39, we watched
Mm,
Beastmasters
mm.
and Xena, Warrior Princess,
Hold on
Hercules
now.
CGI.
Don't slander Cena now. Come on now. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hercules CGI, WB 39 CGI budget. Nah, come on, man. But yeah, Grand Blue Fantasy for me is gonna be where it's at, man. I feel personally, I'm happy too. Everything I want is taking place.
Hmm.
The fighting game that I'm waiting for, I'm not into 2D fighters like I used to be. Just I like the 3D movement, man. Soul Calibur, Tekken, the world of Tekken, the design of Tekken. I want to see. I'm even getting excited for Soul Calibur because Soul Calibur 6 didn't do bad. It
Mm.
was roll back netcode. Now that they understand the next Soul Calibur does need uh some improvements, but even if they gave us a Soul Calibur 7 playing like 6, I wouldn't be mad because that was the best since 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
it
be real with
was.
you.
It
That was
was.
the best since 2. Amazing. Amazing. The
I did.
colorful, the vibrant, the stage designs. Oh my
No, I was just
goodness.
about. I was just about to say. I did realize, Namco Bandai has kind of been skimping on the stages, bro. Because honestly, compared from Soul Calibur 2 to that, I was like, all right, bro. I don't care for night. I don't care for evening. I don't care for
Yeah,
dusk. I don't
yeah,
care for
yeah.
night.
No, no. They try to pull a fast one on us. Now we realize like everybody hates those stages. Everybody and their mama. So that's gonna be done away with. That's not going in. That's not bleeding into the next cycle.
Cause you know what you need to do. Okay, round one. Oh yes, the stage. It starts in the daytime. Round two. Oh, it's evening. Round
Yeah,
three. Oh, it's night. That's how it should be. It should not be on this character select screen.
yeah.
And
The
Tekken
current
is
gen
doing
can
that.
support.
Tech
Current
Tekken
gen
is
can
doing that.
support mid-cycle changes with no problem.
Or or if you select the stage, select what time of day you want. I don't understand when these companies do these things. I don't know if it's because that's the last thing on their list as far as getting the
I think
game
so.
out, and then
I
they
think so.
okay,
I think
and
so.
so like, oh, this 2 weeks notice, the game comes out in 5 minutes. All right, upload
Yeah.
maybe. Okay, okay.
Look at Dragon Ball Fighters. Half of those stages are basically all one stage. You can literally knock somebody else to a different stage. That's basically a stage you could pick before. You can go
Yeah,
from the city to the mountains from the same stage. You can
yeah.
go from city to destroyed future city by doing an ultimate. It's the same stage. Stages are like the last thing that they do these days.
I mean, okay, where do they go with Dragon Ball Z, really? But Kansas,
Everywhere, space,
they do, they
ice,
do.
the ice area where they fall under 13. There's a
Oh,
million places they can go. Yeah,
oh, the
what
full
you
ice cap.
mean?
Oh,
we never
you.
got
I'm sorry, I'm tripping.
yeah.
Brain fart, brain fart, brain fart, brain
But
fart.
to move it to the last big of corporate announcements in this space, we're looking at what I believe to be Nintendo's swan song year for the Switch. We know based on the leaks that Switch 2 or whatever it ends up being called is basically confirmed for a drop sometimes toward the end of 2024. Right? There's active hirings and things on LinkedIn and documents being leaked that yes, something is coming for sure next year. And the reason why I say it's a swan song for the Switch is we got Tears of the Kingdom earlier this year. It's a critical darling. It's been loved. It's been appreciated. It's definitely going to be a contender for Game of the Year. Now they're launching Super Mario Brothers Wonder, which as of the day of recording has been getting 9s out of 10, 9.5s out of 10. It's basically everything
Crazy.
Sonic fans would love to have with this latest Sonic game that just released. Of just like they're I mean, let's call it for what it is.
Oh my gosh! Don't
A
say that out
2D.
loud, bro.
I have to. We're gonna
They
talk
coming
about
for
it.
you, man. They
We're gonna
coming
talk
for
about it.
you,
It's
man.
fine. I've seen it.
I can
I
hear the
follow.
rings right now.
Oh yeah, I follow Sonic fans on Twitter. I see how bad it gets. They are. They different. Um,
Boy,
but you look at things like that where it's like at the top of or towards the top of the year they dropped the Critical Darling, towards the end of the year dropping the Critical Darling, and these are all first party games with their first party mascots. Um, what do you guys feel about how Nintendo's handling the last year essentially of the Switch before we kind of move to their next gen console?
I think it was good. I think it was
Yeah.
good. It was very steady momentum. And like I said, man, they know how to deliver to the audience that they care for. Because, like, they linked a lot of good things together from the movies that, they've been making.
Mm.
And, the momentum from those movies translated over into games. So I feel like they did everything in a very good strategic way. Yes, certain people feel like, oh, should Nintendo actually compete? I was like, to be honest, bro, just like how I said earlier, if they people happy, they people happy.
Mm.
And I kind of feel like Sony, on some weird duality, is in that space too. If our customers are happy with our hardcore exclusives, but then also with the very deep abyss of JRPGs from Japan. Because, bro, have you ever logged onto your PlayStation Store and look? It's like, bro, where are these things coming from? Like, who made this? Like,
Right.
it
You just see
looks
a bunch of
good.
anime, yeah,
It,
anime
it
like
looks it
characters.
looks it looks good. There's a
DLC
trailer,
expansion pack 16. You're like, wait, what?
and then when you click on forums, apparently there's a fan base. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
so I feel that's where a lot of people are. To be honest, I feel that's where a certain generation of people are going. If I'm getting what I want, I am happy.
Do you guys feel like the only real fumble this generation for Nintendo was with Pokemon? Because I think in terms
Yes,
of the
yes,
Switch, yeah,
yes.
right. I'm like, I think everything else first party, Zelda fans got fed, Mario fans got fed, Smash Brothers fans got fed. I feel like Pokemon was the only
No, no. There's some fumbles.
No,
like what else?
Donkey Kong.
No, they released a critically acclaimed Donkey Kong game. Now, granted, they could have done another one. Um,
Kirby.
Kirby got one of the best games that it's had in the history of Kirby. They've done
Yeah.
yeah,
that.
Oh
Yeah,
snap!
yeah,
I mean,
bro.
the thing is, I won't know. I won't know about the Nintendo unless like they like how Mario and Zelda Breath of the Wild. Nobody talked about Kirby. It just slid underneath the radar.
everyone talked about Kirby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
The yarn one
No.
or
No,
the one
no,
that
no,
just
no.
dropped. That's the one I'm thinking
No.
about. That one bad?
It wasn't. So basically, you know how essentially they've released Mario Brothers since what was the one that everyone talks about on the Switch? The Mario, basically Mario's version of Sonic Adventure.
Odyssey.
Odyssey, right?
Hmm.
Kirby had a game very similar to that style of top-down 3D open world. Critical darling. And it's
Wow.
just the other Kirby games since then haven't been as up like the yarn and these things and the remasters. But that
Gotcha.
game s- jumped out the gym in sales. Everyone loves that
Okay.
game. I
Okay.
have it. It's great.
Oh. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
feel like
Yeah,
again, like Pokemon is probably what comes to mind as
Bayonetta.
like
Nah, they dropped the ball. They dropped the ball.
they dropped
They
the
dropped the ball.
ball, but the only reason why I don't look at Bayonetta the same way is because it was a character that was not designed for Nintendo. Nintendo
yeah,
acquired Bayonetta,
yeah,
as opposed to
yeah.
like Link
That's
and
different.
Mario, where it's like they were built for Nintendo. Donkey Kong was built for Nintendo. Mario Kart for Nintendo. Bayonetta was like, hey, you want to kind of get into hardcore gaming, but not really. So yeah. Oh, and you're not getting a budget. Good luck.
Boy, oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's very true. Because like, and in terms of what I said last time about Pokemon, I just kind of feel like Pokemon has really grown so large to the point where, bro, you need true next gen hardware and
Yeah.
a serious budget behind it. Because to be honest, bro, people want voice actors for Pokemon, especially
Yeah.
with the transition from the main anime to this so-called mini spin-off. It's like people want voice actors, bro.
Mm-hmm.
People are tired of just click, click, dialogue, click, click.
Text. Yeah.
No, they want and like, bro, you have a great animation team. Like like these shorts that you've been doing. Like, yes, they're cartoon animation, but bro, it's like there's so much more that you could do.
Amazing. I
There's
felt like I was watching the Studio Ghibli movie, The
Yeah.
Magic.
Mm-hmm.
there's so much more that you could do because even with Ash leaving, people have said it like so yeah, bro. I guess that last Pokemon movie with the monkeys, I guess that's the last one.
For now, until they can figure out what they want to do mascot
Mm.
character wise again.
No, cause this spinoff looking like, well, after it's kind of looking like, well, after this particular region, that might be it for that.
Oh. Mm.
So it's kind of like, I don't. It's, you never know. Pokemon is, and like I said, bro, Pokemon is in a very weird place, just like Street Fighter. It's in a very weird place.
Mm.
Yes, they're gonna do whatever they can to keep the franchise going. They're gonna start pulling fan favorite designs. Next thing you know, we might get the rest of the Eevees after so many years.
When they get desperate. They're not desperate
Yeah,
yet.
it's like, fam, like you still haven't used the rest of the stones yet. The fact that Umbreon and Espeon still don't use the Moonstone and Sunstone to evolve, but then Pokemon Coliseum, they evolve through the Moon Shard and the Sun Shard. Oh, you mean a
Right.
piece of the Moonstone and the Sunstone? It it's like, come on, bro. It's like
They're
Oh
not they're
man.
not desperate yet,
it's,
bro. They're not that's what it is. They're not desperate yet. It's coming. It's coming. I think this generation
It's
was
here. It's
yeah,
here.
it was an
It's
eye
here.
opener for
It's
them of
not.
like
It's here.
yeah. And a lot
It's
of the
here.
critical people who reviewed the games, again, they have not been as kind as they usually are. Like, oh, well, that's for kids. Nope. This Pokemon DLC, they shoot it up.
Yeah,
Detective
yeah. People.
Pikachu 2, they went, yeah,
We
they
want our
went.
Pokemon.
Yeah, they have been
They
going.
want. Yeah.
Yeah, they have not been
Yeah.
kind to these Switch releases for
They,
Pokemon. Like
they
they,
found out the age group. They found out the real age group of their fan base.
nah, bro, because that first of all, the Detective Pikachu movie, that was great. I
yeah,
enjoyed that.
And now where is it? Where's that
right,
momentum?
yeah. Why did we not get a Detective Pikachu 2? For what? Why? What? It made millions of dollars and did exactly what they wanted it to do. Why is there no sequel?
So now you got a talking Pikachu, right? If I want bread, I'm doing. I see that when I listen. I was watching Pokemon, right? And I was like, yo, man, if I played an open world Pokemon game, they taking my money immediately,
But the thing
right?
is,
And,
all the things you're thinking of, they
it
don't
doesn't
have to
hurt.
do it. That's why they don't have
And
to.
that is, to me, that's so crazy because it makes sense, and
Mhm.
I don't have to do it. I don't do it.
Yeah. If I'm still, and that's why I said I think this is the first turning point for them. But I'm like, if you look at this entire thing, right, of like they let Pokemon Go basically slip through their fingers. Like Tim said, why couldn't you have made a Pokken 3? It's there. You have a hardcore fighting base that want to play Pokemon, and how they actually imagine them fighting. It's right there. Make your money. It's built with a
And
Tekken
what
engine. Make your money.
and and
It's
and
right
and
there.
and that's your contribution to the esports scene as well. Because, bro, people were playing that, bro. They still do to this day.
Right.
Like,
But again, I'm making money hand over fist with these Pikachu plushies. I don't have to do any of this. That's the. I mean, and again, I'm not saying that that's been their mindset, but that's the impression I've gotten over this console generation, specifically with Pokemon. Of like, we don't have to do any of this. We're $1 billion franchise. It doesn't matter, and we're just starting to kind of see the quality just slowly but surely slip away in all aspects, despite having the budget, despite having the team, despite having the creative mind still there. Like you guys said with the shorts, they look amazing when they want to try. We don't have to. We don't have to.
Crazy.
Children get born every day.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Last thing before we move off on Nintendo, I do think the other franchise that came to mind that I feel like they definitely dropped the ball with would be Star Fox. We haven't gotten a good Star Fox
Oh,
game in I don't know how long.
oh, thank you.
Rest in
Thank
peace,
you.
Fox
I
McCloud.
can't believe I forgot that.
Yeah,
How
like
could I have forgotten that?
no
Okay,
high
am I
def Star Fox 64 remaster, no new Star Fox top down adventure in like his colleagues. None of that.
F-Zero as well? I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna say
I
F-Zero
don't
as
care
well.
about F-Zero.
That
there
F that no that F-Zero 100 man race in pixel form. Come on, guys.
They don't care about
there,
F-Zero.
Come on, guys.
to be honest, bro, I kind of feel like it's because, like, just what Anthony said, like, children are born every day. I kind of feel like certain franchises of Nintendo's flagships haven't really caught certain people. Like, yes, it's a pinnacle to us because of the generation we grew up in. But the people that are constantly coming in catered to, like, yes, Mario is a staple.
Mm-hmm.
Anything Mario is a staple, and then and then anything with Mario, yes, Diddy Kong, Donkey Kong is right there.
Mm-hmm.
So of course that's number two. Zelda, the big three. and it's like anything, and then you know an occasional Samus every once in a while, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But then
No respect.
everything else is just kind of like, yes, it's on the back burner because we don't, like Anthony said, we don't have to do none of this.
Yeah.
That's so crazy, man.
Mm-hmm.
Star Fox.
Kirby
Yeah.
is seasonal. Kirby is seasonal, and what I mean by seasonal, yeah, you might want to get one this console season, and the next one you might not.
Yeah. You're gonna get one really good Kirby game and about 2 remasters per console generation.
Okay, wow. And then now, when you mentioned Star Fox, what was that game that they buddied Star Fox with? That wasn't even good.
I'd have to look it up.
It wasn't even
I'd have to
an
look it
official
up.
Nintendo release.
I have to look it up. Yeah, I think they did like another company ended up making it too. It. I'd
Yeah,
have to
you know
look
what?
it up.
Let's move
Yeah,
on, man.
it's cool. I
Disappointed,
just
man.
that's all. I'm like, I don't know why Star Fox they don't really see that as a priority of like it's
The most
animals,
popular
like
character
fighter
in
jets,
Smash.
yeah, and guns and missiles, and you have a contest of who's cooler between Falco and Fox. You know, like
And then
Andros
and
and Wolf.
am I the only one who thought the Star Fox Adventures was amazing?
You're not, but again, it's like Tim said, it's priority. If Star Fox is
They
not
need
a
to remake
priority,
that, man. They need to remake
they.
that, man. I'll buy it.
I don't
They
know
need
why
to.
we never got like a high definition technical revamp of the
Y'all
Star
boys
Fox
ever played
64.
Custom Robo?
No.
Y'all never played Custom Robo? Listen, that was a season in my life, dog. When I say it was Yu-Gi-Oh! Digimon Energy, Myotismon season. That's what
Stakes
we
are the
was going.
highest.
That's what, fam. That's what we was going to school with. We was asking, yo, kid, did you beat Custom Robo? Did you beat the Regis? I think it was called the Regis. Oh man, bro, we was going ham. That game was fire.
Simpler
But
times when you could stress over a
simpler
video
times,
game,
man.
or again, who got clapped in this Digimon episode?
Yeah, what?
But
Man.
speaking of furry mascots, in reference to Star Fox, Tim, talk to us, man. Talk to us. Sonic Frontiers releases its last DLC. You got what was it? 4 DLC characters? 3. Okay. Knuckles, Amy, and
Tails.
Talk to us, bro. What are your thoughts now that the Sonic Frontiers cycle is coming to its end?
It was I'm gonna use these famous words. It was tech demo for the future.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did like how the story ended, but you could tell like the controls with the characters, you could tell like they didn't really flesh them out. You could tell like this game was solely built for like Sonic type action.
Mm-hmm.
That and they kind of just stapled on it to other characters. Like, because first of all, I kind of felt like Tails was the most hollow. Like you brought back his mech from Sonic Adventure 2 that people have been asking for, begging for
Mm-hmm.
years. And it's just like a minor gimmick. And it's like, wow, okay. Because, I did realize, from this Sonic to this now Sonic where it's like, yeah, it's Devil May Cry. Like it's a combo system.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yes, we're finally able to see all these big super moves that Sonic has been using in different animations and stuff, and it looks cool. But how is that going to translate to other characters, especially since this is the spiritual successor to the Adventure series?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I liked some of what I saw with Knuckles, but then it kind of fell short. And then now Amy, she uses a hammer and tarot cards. So it's
Okay.
kind of like, okay, so I kind of want to see some more depth with these characters. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm glad it was free,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like, yeah, I kind of felt like it fell short. And then some of the story mode choices, it just kind of felt like wash, rinse, and repeat. And then it kind of just had a Storm 4 moment where they just upped the difficulty for certain bosses. It's like, bro, like, why is everybody Madara, Sage, Susano battle? Everything is just impossible. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Let me ask you a question, Tim. would you have been more satisfied had they approached it like a Zelda, where like with Knuckles, what if you were to get to this area, you have to use Knuckles, or it would be easier for you to use Knuckles. Knuckles will thrive in this area, but
Uh,
not so much. Not so much the overall game where it'll be locked in. It'll just be very specific regions where a character will shine.
they already did that. They
Would
did
you,
it, and they
they
did
did
that.
it didn't work.
They did that in Sonic '06. Remember when the PS3
Hmm.
era, and remember how
Hmm.
that went. So, and that was technically the first spiritual successor to the Adventure
Was that a
series.
good one? Sonic
No,
'06 is horrible.
no,
Oh,
yeah,
It was horrible.
yeah,
mm.
They just did too much.
With Silver,
They did too
yeah.
much. They did too
the
much.
Psychic Hedgehog.
The
Yeah, they
Psychic
did too
Hedgehog,
much. It
yeah.
was the most blandest Sonic we've ever played. And then yes, they tried another spiritual successor with Generations, and it was great. And
It was
then
amazing.
you had the
Generations was
sequel
so
to
good.
Generation Sonic Forces, and you just threw all of that away. So it's like they're at a very weird place in terms of momentum. Like, when Frontiers first came out, I was a bit weird about the whole open world segment and how vast it was because bro, you're used to Sonic just running through stuff.
Hmm.
You're used to just one shotting enemies. If it's not the boss at the end of the act, you're just so used to just running through everybody. Now you got this whole combo system. Next thing you know, Sonic is doing Rasengans through the air, and it's like, okay,
No, that's crazy. Now, here's my thing. I always felt Sonic should implement physics attacks, and what do I mean? Like physics. Like Sonic should have more. He should be. Why? Because it's not going to evolve if you don't try it, right? Because it's restricting his ability because you're moving too fast. I always felt that you should have Sonic be controlled as a car, like controlled, like you choose to run when you want to. You guys aren't giving me any good rebuttals, man.
No,
Because it's like
I'm about to give it to you.
he's not. Because when you play Sonic, you can't control him. Even
Uh-huh.
in Sonic Adventure Battle,
Hmm.
like he was not fun to control. It makes sense. Let Sonic go when he needs to.
what do you
Whenever
mean?
you want to, like when
What
I say go when he
you
needs to, like you control the speed as far as his run. Like if I hold R trigger, that'll initiate my running. Versus me, then I could have my walk around where I'm more controlled. But then when it's time to run, boom, let Sonic just hold down that R button and start running.
But
Like,
all right, when it comes to Sonic Adventure Battle, which modes are you talking about? The story mode or the actual battle versus the character mode? Which one are you
no, no,
talking about?
no, Sonic Adventure Battles 2. That's my
No,
favorite.
no, I mean the modes. Like, are you talking about
You
when you're
asking me? Are you
in the
talking about in
story mode,
controlling him in the story, or
or
Yeah.
controlling him in the verses?
yeah, the versus mode? Which one are you talking about?
Oh, I don't know what versus mode you're talking about. Like when I'm fighting a boss or a versus mode in the game where we're fighting each other.
Oh, I mean, because bro, his stages were very fast paced, bro. Like him and Shadow are still like,
No, no, which made sense at the time for that game. But if you're gonna do something like Sonic Frontiers and I'm having an open world, it would make sense for me to have a controlled run. Meaning, like,
I wouldn't know because them worlds are very huge, bro. Like I was very, I mean,
no,
I was very.
no. And when I say controlled, I mean like just a function, not so much he's running to where I can control him. He's running to like me starting pressing
Nah,
the engine on a Ferrari.
nah,
Like
bro.
a Gran Turismo. Treat
It's
Sonic like a car.
nah. It's gonna be too much like the demise of when they did Lost World to try to make Sonic Super Mario Galaxy. No, you're adding too much. When it comes to Sonic, bro, like, and that's why I kind of felt like the adventure formula was very good because the adventure formula added so much depth to the story, and it also gave the sidekicks purpose. Sonic has all these friends, and now you finally given us in depth play with all of them. Like giving Eggman and Tails mechs, and they're just shooting homing missiles, and it's like, bro, they can hover. Even the treasure hunting stages, bro. Some of the best soundtracks in the world.
Yeah, but I don't think I'm saying anything different. I'm just saying when you playing what am I saying that's wrong? I don't understand the head shakes.
I think
Physics.
essentially, yeah. So yeah, what Tim said, physics. I think essentially, the way that Sonic has kind of been positioned now, like Tim said, they're looking to build on the supporting cast, and you can tell that it's a concentrated effort throughout Sega, throughout the franchise, because you look at Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie. What did they focus on? Knuckles and Tails. It wasn't as much of a Sonic story as it was these characters' story, right? To kind of flesh them out and give them more depth. Now you're seeing games where Amy used to be DLC in most games. Now in this latest Sonic 2D game, she's in the main roster, right? So that clearly Sega's mindset is to
which was
make these.
actually great, by the way. I looked it up on YouTube. That Sonic Superstars
Mhm.
is actually a reimagining of the older ones. Like there's a new character in it. There's some story changes. I was like, okay, Sega.
Yeah. So the reason why I say that is like again, I think that the only reason, not that there's anything wrong with what you're saying, Jory. I think that the thing is like it for a mechanic like that to work, it would have to be another Sonic only story, and that's not what Sega's trying to do.
Yeah,
So if you have a moment where Sonic is able to kind of take off truly at the speed of sound or speed of light or however fast he needs to go, you can't then transfer that same physics system to these other characters that Sega is going to want to be in this game. They can't be by default. It'd be Sonic and Shadow as the only playable characters. And even then, it wouldn't be Shadow. It'd still have to be Sonic. You're asking for a mechanic that would have to only be in certain segments of a Sonic story mode because it can't apply to other characters. It can't be something that you turn on and turn off. There's a reason why, just to compare it, right? It's a reason why in these Marvel Spider-Man games, we're never going to get Wolverine as a playable character in this world. The systems that cause these characters to work as well as they do not transfer over. Just because Knuckles and Tails can run similar to Sonic, Sonic is the fastest character in this universe. You can't give him a physics system that doesn't apply to everybody else. It
yeah,
breaks the game.
So you're saying that, okay. So you're saying it's too game breaking.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why.
yeah,
It's
it's too game breaking.
Okay.
yeah,
It's not
and
again. It's
that's
not that it's wrong. It's just it is literally for one character.
and that's
So then
why
how did Lego Marvel do it?
that's
Where I can
Lego.
play as Iron Man,
That's Lego
I can
Marvel,
play as
bro.
Spider Man,
Bro,
I can play as Black Panther,
two different things, bro. That's two.
running
That
over.
is. But then that's why the Adventure series made sense because look how when you switch from a high speed character to the mech character to the treasure hunter, look how their stages were designed. Everything complemented the character that you were playing. And that's where the weirdness of like Sonic Frontiers when they added these new characters. Because now, even with this open world, the platforming is different. Because you know how when you did the whole side scrolling, oh yeah, this ledge that's magically floating in the sky is right above me. But now you see it from a 3D whole world perspective. And it's like, yeah, sometimes it looks a little weird. But then it's like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to go up there and zip down there, do a loop de loop on the grind. So yes, like some of these characters, it did not
I mean,
translate well. It
Yeah,
did.
and
Sonic
It just
stages,
I think to your
Sonic
point, Jory,
stages
about Lego
always look
Marvel,
crazy.
they
Yeah.
were. But I think to your point about Lego Marvel is that if you look at Lego Marvel, because I was a fanboy of Lego Marvel for the longest, I felt like they were doing a lot of really innovative stuff, especially in the kids gaming market, while still being enjoyable. At a certain point, it kind of came down to you picked one of four characters. So yes, I could pick Black Panther, I could pick Spider Man, but you know who does both of those things and better? Iron Man with the transformation ability to turn into the Hulkbuster. Because now I can shoot missiles, I can fly, and I have the strength of the Hulk in one character. So there's a roster of 40, but I'm only picking four people because the mechanics, how the game world is constructed, only fits these four things: to dig, to fly, and to blow things up. And I could do all of that
So
with
we
one
we
person.
need more power. We just need more power. That's all.
Um, yes and no. I think Sonic Frontiers is a good example of Sega kind of not being able to figure out how to do current gen right. Right. I
Hmm.
think looking at the way even games like uh, again Spider-Man, Starfield, a lot of these current gen games with less loading times, I think Sega has shown with Frontiers that they don't do pop-in very well. I mean, the Switch version of Sonic Frontiers is basically unplayable for that exact reason. So I think there's some things underneath the hood with Sega that needs to kind of be figured out first before we get to what exactly those physics could look like.
Okay.
Because what's the point of again game breaking speed if you're running and next thing you know the boss fist just magically pops in and now you're dead? You know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things that they have not quite got right with their
Yeah,
Okay.
games.
and the one time they tried to do something physics wise, it blew up in their face, and that was Sonic '06. Remember, there were certain periods of Sonic stages where he was like in ultra high speed, and remember, if you miss that one jump wrong, you just die, and you got to start all over. That's bro.
Yeah,
Trust me, bro.
because the game couldn't
People,
keep up. The
it
game
was,
couldn't
it
keep
was, it
up.
was, and then even Sonic. I think it was Sonic Unleashed when they first introduced the boost mechanic, bro.
Hmm.
There was one time I boosted past Eggman and my game froze.
But that's exactly the point I'm making.
No,
Like,
bro.
yo, slow it down, man.
No,
He's uncontrollable.
no, the physics part is too much, bro. It's too
Hmm.
much. It's
It
too
has to,
much.
again, based on where they're at now. I'm not saying they won't get there eventually, but based on what we've seen from them, it has to be those controlled. It has to be when you play Sonic Adventure on Dreamcast and he's outrunning the orcas as they tear
So
up the wooden bridge, and that's
so let
it.
us
You
just
can't have them
we just
just.
need we just need the George
It
Bush the
doesn't work.
button. That's
No.
it. Just George Bush the button. Uh, there, there you go. Right?
Nah, nah. They got
Yeah,
some things they gotta figure
just
out.
George Bush the button, man.
To move the topic along a
I
little
get what
bit
you're
before we
saying.
move,
I get what you're
yeah.
saying.
But to move the topic along a little bit, is this something where, given the success of Sonic the Hedgehog movie franchise, and given the relatively good reception to Frontiers overall, the relatively good reception to Superstars, is this something where, given Sega's first they're up and then they crash history, is there a little bit more faith for these newer takes on Sonic Adventure and on the 2D side scroller for the Sonic franchise, or is it just like they might implode themselves
They're
to the
moving in the
next
right
game?
direction.
They're moving in
Okay.
the right direction. Because, like I said, when I watched Superstars, like I just watched the cutscenes, I was like, this was actually enjoyable.
Mm.
I was like, okay. So there is still a market if you just want that 2D story, very
Hmm.
simple, one shot the characters, get the Chaos Emeralds, beat up the boss, cool. And if you want that more in-depth style with other multiple characters with a more in-depth style, yes, the Frontier series is pushing in that direction. I do feel like yes, this Frontiers was just it was a tech demo for the future.
Mm.
Just
Okay.
like how Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 they were
Night
one
and
was
day.
a tech one was a tech demo for
Mm.
two. Two
Okay.
was two was the main product in they head. But we just
Okay.
gonna sell you this one first.
Okay. I mean, again, I'm optimistic. For me, like I said, as a longtime Sonic fan, I think there's been games where like I just wish they would have just refined this formula instead of deviating. I think Tim, the point you made about Generations to Forces was perfect on in that aspect of like you could have just made Generations 2. That's all you had to do. You didn't have to do this.
But yeah, this creator character system mixed with the colors and the grappling hook is like, okay, you're doing too
Yeah,
much.
that was crazy.
Yeah,
Don't even call it Sonic. Just call it game. You
Yeah.
feel me? Like call it a new game.
Sonic World or something, like just something where it's like you're not getting any of the aspects of what you wanted. But yeah, okay. I think we've covered everything in terms of that. Now, I hope that this is Sega kind of course correcting. Again, I still do think there's both games are kind of indicative of there's certain things under the hood that they still need to tweak and refine. It's not quite there. Obviously, we're not getting a. Go ahead, Tim.
I do feel like Sega is making a very strong comeback because I feel like the first sign of that was what they did with Virtua Fighter,
Mm-hmm.
reviving that. Yes, it was technically a remaster of the last one, with a whole new engine. But then I think that was their testament to say we still got it. So yes,
Mm.
they're trying to bring back their flagships full force, and I am with it because I do feel like Sega has been in this very weird limbo state for a while, and I want to see them come back. People have said it, Fantasy Star like online is still one of the best RPGs out there. People want them to take that power seriously. And yes, bro,
They need to invest.
you had the Japanese economy backing you. Their Yakuza or whatever you want to call it, like the Dragon series, like a Dragon series, is like, bro, it's gold, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's gold. It's funny. It's quirky. It's literally bullet train bullet
Yeah,
train.
no, it is,
It's literally
and
bullet
Mhm.
I enjoy
train.
that movie.
Yeah,
Bro,
that was a great movie.
that is one of the best COVID budget movies out there.
Yes. Hmm. Agreed.
Yeah, so like I do
Look,
feel like Sega is moving forward. Yeah.
okay. All right. And speaking of moving forward, transition. NetherRealm and Mortal Kombat, the New York Comic Con just wrapped up this weekend. And although Ed Boon did technically stick to his word, we didn't technically get Omni Man gameplay in the way we would have preferred. We did get an Omni Man trailer. It's out. There's Invincible references scattered all throughout the teaser of NetherRealm's third take, basically on evil Superman, for lack of a better reference. And based off the teaser, what are we thinking, guys? How do we feel about Omni Man so
Man,
far?
I don't care, man. I don't care.
I was my thing is I was very and I was like, wait, so Tremor finally gets his ninja costume?
I
Hmm.
thought it was Scorpion,
I was like, okay, that's new.
That was a
Earthbender
kind of a bad
Scorpion.
rollout for Tremor. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
bro, it was very lackluster. Omni Man, that's definitely injustice to Superman. Like,
Yeah.
cause, so I'm
Oh
taking
yeah.
it home. So I'm taking it. Homelander is probably going to be based off Supergirl from Injustice 2.
Mm.
Yeah, because Omni Man had that very buff, but then moments like where I'm like the Flash, where I'm behind you and I pimp slapped you across the stage, and I feel
Hmm.
like and I realized Supergirl was more the fast, laser beam fast
Right.
type of person. So
Projectile.
yeah,
Free. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah. So I definitely see that's going to be the difference between them. So it was cool. I mean, the Injustice references were good for what they were. Um, I mean, but the subway part, I'm like, so is the MK subway stage coming back,
I
or is
don't.
this?
Yeah. It felt
That
like
would have
a.
been cool. That would have
Yeah.
been cool if had they used that. It
It
would have
felt
made
like a
sense to
reference for
me.
reference sake. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. I was a little underwhelmed overall.
He looks horrible, in my opinion. His suit doesn't like it doesn't even look like he belonged in the game.
I mean, they
You know,
did highlight at the beginning that he's from another dimension. Like they made to drive that point home that he's
I
not
actually,
of
you
that
know what,
realm.
but you know what's so funny, Ant, that you mentioned that? Did you see that latest Chippendale Rescue Ranger movie
I
where
didn't
it
see it.
was?
I mean, I saw the memes, of course,
But
because the internet.
but you know what? That was very dope because they did talk about different animation styles. Because I remember when Chip saw Dale, he's like, "Dale, what happened to you?" "Oh, I got CGI surgery." I was like, "That is that is
No, I
genius."
gotta watch that movie now.
no, he
No,
didn't.
it was
I
not.
gotta watch
It was
CGI.
not. It was not meant for kids, bro. Because the fact
Okay.
when I saw the meme that they brought Ugly Sonic in, the one that was before the
For the
redesign, I was
yeah.
like, bro, this is real like genius in terms of like the animation like stuff, like especially when you notice stuff, bro. It's like that is so smart.
Hmm.
It's like
But
you couldn't even beat that.
how
So
did that translate for you over into Omni Man though? That's the real question.
but I could look at it, I can look at it the same way. Oh, he's from another universe. Like, yes, he comes from an animated universe, and you are bringing him into a 3D model world.
But I don't.
Nah,
The
nah.
more these
Unless he
photorealistic
came,
characters drop,
yeah, that's what I'm
it's
saying.
starting to look a little like, again, looking at how things left off of MK11 Ultimate to now, I'm like, I'm not seeing. I can't put my finger on it. I can't put my finger on it. Like, there was something about the way that some of these characters were designed where like you could see like even the small details of like the animalistic slit in Melina's eyes in 11 that I just don't see with some of these character designs in 12. And I feel like Omni Man is a reflection of that. I'm like, yes, he's Omni Man. I know this is Omni Man. It looks like Omni Man. But when I think about the mustache, right, that is associated with him, I'm like, I'm not, it doesn't
I
stand
do
out to me.
He doesn't translate.
I
It's like
do
he's not translating into this world correctly.
I do feel like yes, with some of the guest characters, they have been dropping the ball. Because to be honest, even with 11, excuse me, the only ones that I really felt design wise that was really very appealing was Spawn and Joker. Everyone,
Mm.
all the other ones was like very bland.
Mm, I would make
Nah,
an argument for
that was
Rambo.
top notch. They were boring.
Yeah, I'll make an argument
They
for
were
Rambo.
boring, but they were
Wait,
amazing.
who was boring? Spawn and Joker?
No,
Oh
no. RoboCop
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah. Oh,
yeah, no, but we're
yeah.
yeah,
talking about like
and
character.
Arnold.
Yeah, I'm talking about character detail.
Nah,
I would
they
make an
was
argument.
A1 and
Yeah,
Rambo was fire.
I'm like, our Rambo
What?
looked top
That
tier.
trailer?
Yeah, Rambo was top tier.
I wanted to play Metal Gear Solid, man. I wanted to play Metal Gear Solid.
I'll agree with Terminator. I'll agree with RoboCop. That did look definitely a little out of place. I would say yes, Spawn and Joker looked the best, but Rambo was there. I'm like, yo, this is what else? What else could I ask for? This is Rambo.
No, but
This is
then
Sylvester.
to be honest, my overall buzzkill about the DLC is like, okay, yeah, Omni Man, but bro, last time I checked, Ermac and Quan Chi were in the game.
I'm glad you brought that up. Did you see the roadmap for those characters?
No.
Apparently, we're not getting. I think it was
There you
Ermac.
go. Now it's done.
Yeah,
It's
we're
done.
not getting Ermac until
It's done.
early 2024.
It's done. It's done.
Wow, so basically Omni Man, Quan Chi, probably holiday season like December, and Ermac probably like mid-January.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
Bro, that is crazy.
Then y'all get Aftermath math. It's coming. It's coming.
No, yeah.
But that's not
There's
coming
been-
until the full character roster. Well, actually, wait, no, yeah,
no,
until
I
yeah,
think it's
until
coming.
no,
at
no,
least until pack one's done.
yeah.
Then they gonna have another pack.
Well, because remember with the 11 cycle, it was you got a DLC pack 1. Then Aftermath technically was DLC pack 2.
Two.
So it came with a story mode and 3 additional characters. And then we got Ultimate.
Okay.
So if there was going to be a story expansion, it would be.
And Ultimate didn't have any DLC. It was just everything that came
DLC.
No, yeah, 3 characters.
Ultimate had 3 more characters.
Yeah,
yeah,
brought back
yeah.
Melina, Rain,
and Rambo.
yeah.
Oh wow, man, it's a long roadmap.
Well, I mean, Ed Boon has gone on record multiple times saying that they're not going to do what they. Well, I mean, he said that with 11 too, so we'll see. But his stance right now is they're not going to do what they did with 11, where they kind of did not complete the roadmap the way they would have wanted to. They're looking to play the long game, basically with 12 or MK1, if we're being technical. It's going to be a game that gets supported for multiple years.
Fix that story, please.
I mean, we're getting an expansion. Well, we don't know that for sure, but we're probably
Where,
getting an
where
expansion.
where is it going? Where can it go?
There's been some alleged data file leaks. I don't know.
I did not like what I heard.
Why? Your boy was at the forefront of it.
Kid, I don't want no Aztec Havoc, man. He don't serve no purpose, man. Like it don't make no you had the blueprint already. You had the blueprint already. You squandered it. You had the perfect rollout. He ain't got no mortal enemy. What's Hataru?
DLC pack 2,
Well, yeah.
maybe?
Nah, man. And then that's not even the real Havoc. You got Daru, the tapeless monk.
No.
It's multiverse, bro.
Right.
Aztec Havoc is your Havoc.
Yeah. The one that they showed at the end of the game, that's again, based off the rumors, he would be the new antagonist for the DLC expansion. Your Havoc. The Havoc you asked for.
Wait, y'all boys, chill.
So
don't walk it back now.
Yes, but yo, hey, listen, I wanted Havoc, but that's not who he. That's not how he wasn't even in Deception. Even if you say multiverse, how is he my Havoc?
Let go of nostalgia, bro. You got
No,
every.
Tim, It's invalid, bro.
You got.
So you was fighting me on this. Hold on. You was fighting me on this with Reptile. Let it go, Jory. What happened? We got the Reptile I wanted, right? Then you was like, okay, Jory, Yoshimitsu's DLC. He in the game. So with this Havoc, it's not Havoc.
Yes, it is.
This is just Bane. Let us see the chaos. This is just Bane. This is just Bane.
No,
And he
bro.
gonna be Bane. Watch. That's gonna be the blueprint for Bane.
No, bro.
Watch, I'm telling you.
You got everything that you wanted
Nah,
in
fam.
a package deal.
You wanted Havoc to play more of a central
you,
role in the game, and he's playing more of a central role in the game, and now you're unhappy.
hold up.
You got Deadly
No.
Alliance. You got
It always
Deception,
has to
and
be good. We always look for the best possible outcome. You think I wanted Shang Shu to have this lackluster Deadly Alliance? You think I wanted that Deadly Alliance? Let's make the Tower of Armageddon and rush everything. That was whack. Once I saw Raiden from MK11 in the game, I said, no, it's done. It's done. Once I've seen Kung Lao, Titan Kung Lao, I said it's done. They had a Scorpion Kung Lao, then a Quan Chi Sub Zero, nasty.
But you saw it coming, bro. The NPCs was a sign, bro. You saw it coming. It's the NPC future.
Yeah, there's even a
they should have just brought evil Kodo Khan.
No.
And then I'd have been okay. Nah, you might as well, kid. This have it trash, bro.
Kodo Khan might be DLC because he got name dropped during the story.
He did a couple times, unfortunately.
he should have just been the big bad. And then you don't even do Umaga.
Oh, Kodo
now
Khan.
you're gonna have Umaga. You're gonna have Umaga play out like what? Cell Max? Come on, guys.
Nah.
Y'all taking that?
Kodo Khan and
he's gonna be like Cell Max.
Kodo Khan and Countess Jade, Combat Pack 2.
And Jade not black this time. We don't know what Jade gonna be.
Nah, gonna be black,
two black women in a video game. Where have you seen that at?
In Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah.
What you talking about? Jackie Briggs.
Oh, you're right. Hey,
Jade.
You got me.
What are you talking about?
You got me. I ain't play the game. I ain't play the game. But anyway,
like Jackie and Jay.
Yeah, literally the last game.
But that don't count though. We're not gonna have 3 black women in the video game. So
I think so. Again, Mortal Kombat has never struggled with diversity in that aspect.
Yeah. No, I'm just stretching. I know Ed Boon. I know what time Ed Boon on. But nah, man. This Havoc is not it, bro. I'm sorry. Not for me. From what I saw, where's it gonna go story wise?
You're just gonna have to wait and see, bro.
What's his objective? Let more chaos reign. How many times have we seen this, man?
We'll see.
And no Blaze.
A lot of people argued that Aftermath salvaged the ending of the game.
I mean, bro, to be honest, bro, like,
wait, saved?
Salvaged.
Oh, yes, it did. It absolutely did. But I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna lie. Chronica Jax, that was lame. Wasted slot.
I mean, not everything's gonna be amazing. That's any Mortal Kombat story.
So would you take that from Amazing Spider-Man? No. It gotta be amazing.
Well,
it is.
See, that's biased, but anyway.
Well, I mean, I wanted to see. Well, we'll save it. We'll save it for once that we all have the game in our hands.
Yeah.
Tim and I have already had a little side discussion briefly about the leaks. There's a couple of things I strongly disagree with, but overall, it's an amazing game. Okay. Strong. When I say strong, I mean strongly. Like, that was not what I wanted from these characters. Nor should you probably have done that route.
Norman Osborn is Venom, dog. That's trash, bro.
He's not.
Okay.
He's not. So, like I said, there's certain things where I'm like, great, amazing, top tier. Another thing is I'm like,
so does the negatives outweigh, or does the positives outweigh the negatives?
I'll let Tim answer first.
I'm looking forward to the chaos.
Okay.
I am looking forward to the chaos. No, I was happy because there was a lot of our theories that was coming true, and to be honest, narrative wise, it makes sense. It makes sense.
We need to do a theories that we got correct. We need to release that has to
like
be
a little compilation
because we was right. We need to.
No, but
draw me with the prophet's clothing.
But
you feel me?
But you could
go ahead, Tim.
You could just tell that they're trying to wrap up this series quick. Like, there's no like 4 to 5. Like, no, it's quick. We're gonna wrap this up and we're gonna move on to Wolverine.
And that's where a lot of my protest would have been. I think it's I'll put it like this. where my excitement was pre Mortal Kombat, and then the leaks popped, and then it just kind of like, oh, I think I'll wait. No, I will have Spider Man in my hands tomorrow evening, for sure. There's no that has not changed, and I like I said to Tim while we were talking about it, I'm like, I cannot wait to see the justification of it looks like the exact same game. Nothing about it looks exactly the same. Nothing about it looks exactly the same. Like I said, with the web wings, you're essentially flying. It's a Superman simulator at that point. If you want it to be. If you don't, you can still swing. You can do tight turns around the corner, and that's just the swinging. Granted, some of the things with the gameplay, like I said, we'll do like a deep dive of it for next pod. I do think there's certain things they could have changed. Like Tim said, clearly they don't plan on going past Marvel Spider-Man 3. That much is obvious with the way they kind of hit certain story beats towards the end of the game. But amazing. So that's kind of where I'm at. The game will be in my hands tomorrow evening. I'll be there no matter what. That's what I'll say about the leaks.
Yeah, I mean those are your favorite superheroes, so I wouldn't expect you.
No. I have passed up on many a Spider-Man game.
Web of Shadows.
I don't like it. The wall combat does
Shadow
not
Dimensions.
Wall combat does not save that storyline. I'm sorry.
Shadow Dimensions.
Venom Black Cat does not save that storyline. I'm sorry.
Shadow Dimensions.
4 Spider-Mans, only 2 of them are enjoyable to play. Next question.
No, I'm asking.
No,
Spider-Man.
that's what I'm saying. Like, trust me, there's no bias here. Believe me. I didn't even pick up at the time.
Wow.
Next question.
Wow.
Yeah.
Then wasn't there a Spider-Man 2 Dimensions at one point where you play as
Edge of
99 and
Edge of Time.
Edge of Time?
I didn't touch it.
Yeah,
I didn't touch it.
Trash.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The Amazing Spider-Man movie tie-in games? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I could told you that, man.
No, but I'm saying I say that to say that, like, yes, I don't recommend many times. Spider-Man is by far one of my favorite superheroes of all time, but there is no blinders on when it comes to these games. I will be the one championing it and also screaming from the rooftops, "This is garbage! Get this out of here!"
Did the sound have more impact in the later games, or was that just the early demo stages? Does it have the impact
in terms
of fighting? Does it feel like it has that? Yeah, no. Does the Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2? Do you feel like he has the oomph, the impact now, or does it still feel like it's missing?
Here's where it gets tricky. Yes, somewhat. I think, again, going by the leaks, which I talked about with Tim, they're not doing the best of job of making Peter look as cool as Miles, and that's including with the symbiote gameplay. Miles in this game is that dude. He.
So yeah, when did he turn into Storm?
What do you mean?
Plot leak.
Yeah, when did he turn into? Oh, okay.
He's talking about why does his powers turn from electric to blue.
Oh,
it happens in the story. He's not Storm. He's not Storm. Mm-hmm.
Don't tell me Electro fused with homie or that's his dad.
No.
That's crazy.
No. The his power up, I'll say, it makes sense without spoiling it. It actually was pretty good writing, but
because it's cornrows. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm just saying that's crazy.
I mean, Tim, you might have a different thought, but I feel like from what I've seen, like they Miles is.
So, do you think it deserves an 8?
No, but yeah.
Okay. I don't think the 9s out of 10, the 9.5 out of 10 are accurate. Go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, because to be honest, bro, the whole emphasis on Miles, I feel like it is, especially I would say where we are in terms of Spider-Man media, it makes sense because of the movie. Bro. Like he's the face. He's the face now. Because yes, look in the movies. Peter Parker and all his variations are side characters.
Yes.
Just like how Bakugo said. Just like how Bakugo said in My Hero, he's like, move out the way, extras. And that is where Miles and that is where Peter Parker stands. Like, yes, give him certain key character moments in the story, good. But overall, mechanics wise, yeah, we want to play as Miles.
Yeah, and Peter moving into the mentor role we've had Peter Parker as a character for 60 years. It's okay. It's okay. Let the man age. Let him have his
You know they
family.
call
It's
Miles
okay.
Morales Peter Darker, right?
Of course, because racism, racism still alive. They just be concealing it. You know, like that's gonna be the always at there. But I think in terms of, to Tim's point, I think the best Peter stories by default is when he kind of moves into, yes, this is a character who's been around for 60 years and should be mentoring the new generation. And I think they've done enough with Miles at this point to be like, we can start to deviate the two of him not just being Peter's Robin, character, and
Yeah,
letting him kind of stand out on his own. He doesn't have to
I,
play the inferior role anymore.
and then to be honest, I've kind of seen that type of media and superhero like material that we've gotten over the past few years. Like for example, Young Justice is a prime example. The sidekicks are ascending into adulthood.
Yeah.
That's the story.
Mm-hmm.
And then look, yeah, it was founded by the team when he was Robin, but when he became Nightwing, he became more of the mentor. More the mentor, or when there's a big bad, I interlude, but you guys are gonna take the weight. And we've seen that. Even in terms on the Marvel side, we're seeing that yes, people they're getting their successors. The Ironheart, and I'm saying the comic version, not the
Mm.
movie. Success of the Iron Man. Um, there's now a successor to Hulk. There's a successor to multiple people now, bro.
I
Yes,
don't
like
think it's a good idea for some of the
Right,
things they're
right.
hitting
So yeah,
miss.
so granted, yes, not everything is going to work well, right? And I'm sure
mhm,
even given some of these games, there's going to be some decisions made that are like, okay, this was not in the best interest of the character. But I think in terms of
Hmm.
like, given where we're at with superheroes at this stage, where again, most of these beloved characters are as old, if not older, than our parents. It's the Batman has had prep time for every situation under the sun at this point. What else can they've shot him through time in a storyline. There's nothing you could do with you have to kind of release the reins to tell more interesting stories. Go ahead, Tim.
there was a Batman Beyond comic book where Damian met Terry McGinnis, and story wise, that made so much sense. It was like Damian was jealous because his biggest like plot point was, oh, but I'm the natural born son. You, the rest of you are just orphans. But then now you have this technically bioengineered son who is
Mm-hmm.
technically, yes, your son. And now he kind of feels like, well, now you just took that away from me. Of course I want to kill you.
All right, but that's what I'm saying. Look at all these things that you can do with these characters that just naturally make sense. Versus we have to involve Batman again. You know what I'm saying? I think
Hmm.
we're starting to see it play out before our eyes. Of like, listen, I mean, I'm not saying that Tom Holland does a bad job as a live action Spider-Man, but hey, my man, hey, buddy, hey, you might want to might want
I
to
mean,
start counting the contracts, girl. Yeah, Wi-Fi cut out, fellas. Yo, I still have
let's
that
talk
too at the
about.
crib. What?
Oh no, yeah, man, kid, let's talk about it, man,
Man, what would that
because
brings back
I've been
memories?
burning, boy. Oh man, fam, what these kid? Yo, if I could find these online, I'm copying them
Yeah,
before it gets recognition.
I think they only dropped like 3 volumes of it too. They're super rare, super rare. Um, but yeah, sorry for the technical difficulties, everyone. We're back. Basically, I was gonna say we're transitioning into the anime side of things of the pod. Fellas, I mean, Jory kind of kicked us off. Let's get right into it. We now have official confirmation that yes, some of the rumors were true and everything was more or less accurate. We are getting another Dragon Ball series in 2024. It's not called Dragon Ball Magic, it's called Dragon Ball Daima. Um,
But not what we want.
and it doesn't seem to be up to par with the things that we wanted. Now I have my rant ready. I have a lot of energy ready for this. I don't know if you guys want to start. I could start it off, and you guys could
Do
feed off.
you have the ether beat? Did you bring the ether beat?
What you mean?
The ether beat. Did you bring the ether
The
beat?
ether beat?
Because I'm about to go.
Oh,
Yeah, the ether beat. Nah, it's ether
oh,
beat.
the ether
'Cause,
beat.
yeah, I'm about to go. Yeah, you gotta drop it. You gotta
Oh,
drop it, man.
I don't have it
Cause
queued up. I don't have it queued up. I don't have it queued up. But I'll start. I'll start. I'll start.
man, go ahead.
So, for those that don't know, yes, Dragon Ball will be returning in 2024. A lot of the rumors were confirmed to be true. Yes, the not just Goku and not just the Supreme Kai. Everybody is being returned to children forms. It is Tiny Toon Adventures, in Dragon Ball form. It's the Looney Tune kids of Dragon Ball, and I'm not, like has Tim has said in past podcasts, we get it. Dragon Ball is not a singular thing anymore. There's multiverses. There's a lot of storylines. They're not tied to one continuity anymore, and they've broadcasted it out loud. Hey, what you're getting in the Dragon Ball Super manga is not necessarily indicative of what you're getting in the anime, and not necessarily indicative of what you're getting in the movies. It is what it is. We can't change it. We have two Bardocks now. What are you gonna do? But we're looking at a series where, man, we've seen Toy Animation kind of course correct, right, when it came to One Piece. One Piece Wano arc has been nothing but highlights the entire run of the arc, of every episode peaking on top of each other with fight after fight. And we've asked ourselves, like, man, if only the Dragon Ball Super franchise looked like the Tournament of Power arc from the beginning, what could we have gotten visually? What could we have gotten concept-wise? What could we have gotten story-wise and character-wise? And rather than looking for ways to push the story forward, and I've said this in the pod, in the group chat, you have so many different ways to tell the stories of Goku and friends in terms of adventure, because clearly that's what Dragon Ball Daima is focusing on. They want to get back to the adventure side of Dragon Ball. Why do you feel the need to associate adventure with Goku being a child? Why? Why does he have to be a kid in order for adventures to take place? Again, Dragon Ball Super opened up the multiverse. There's multiple universes. They didn't go to a single one other than Universe 10 during the entire run of Dragon Ball Super. I said in the chat, you literally have a universe in which the Saiyans were never destroyed by Frieza. Namek was never ravaged by Frieza. They have very similar backstories. All the lore is right there. You do nothing with it. You go to Universe 11 with Jiren and company. What type of demons is Jiren fighting where he has to get that strong? I would love to know. Is there a universe where Deborah's family has taken over and they're a big force? That's why the universe troopers have to mobilize against them? Who knows? Who knows? So when I see these things, yes, like Jory said in the chat, man, that animation looks amazing. I'm sure it's going to be one of the most visually stimulating Dragon Ball series that we have ever seen in our lives.
And we don't care.
I can't say we all don't care. I'm sure there's
we do,
right,
but it goes nowhere.
right. I didn't think to myself, okay, yes, they're finally looking to move towards the end of Z. Look at that. They aged up Trunks and Goten. Oh, finally, we're going to get the adventures of late teen and early 20s Trunks and Goten. Oh, look, they gave Gohan a transformation out of nowhere, which makes absolutely no sense, but they're looking to make him relevant again. Fantastic. Let's get to it. What did you say? Goku's a child? Again? And not only him, but everybody? Trunks and Goten are literal babies again? And this is the new series?
For some reason.
Why? Why? And like I said to y'all, for the longest time, I thought that Dragon Ball has now become a toy franchise first, right? And my mindset is, I can already envision in that planning room, how do we move more figurines? Toriyama doesn't want to give us Ultra Instinct Level 2. What do we do, guys? What are you thinking? Tiny Toon Adventures, chibi versions of the of the characters. I can already see the line right now. And by the end of it, Goku will 1000% have a new transformation. You know what, guys? If all else fails, we'll make Super Saiyan 4 canon. Stay with me here. Stay with me here. New gi, new everything. And that's it. That's
out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere. Tingly feeling in the back, tingly feeling in the tail, and just... And it will have an amazing composition. The best animators of toy will put it together.
You wanted the power pole? You get the power pole, guys. But only on one condition. Goku can't be an adult.
Right.
No.
Right.
No.
You wanted that old Dragon Ball feeling back? We're giving you the Dragon Ball feeling. We know we mess up with GT, but this is our chance to get it right.
The last time we saw Goku as an adult with the power pole was the Dead Zone movie.
And it was amazing. You know why? Because we don't need him to be a child for it to be cool. He's a martial arts fighter. He's based off Sun Wukong.
And it's like
him using a bow staff type weapon is fine. He's a master of martial arts. It's a martial arts anime with adventure elements in it and transformations. What are we doing? And I'm not saying there's a singular way to do Dragon Ball. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you have literally been given the keys to the kingdom in terms of storytelling from the author, who, to his credit, for a man in his 70s, hey man, not bad. Not bad. Beerus and Whis, didn't know I needed them. Fantastic characters. But for all of this, you're just like, yeah, we have all these things. Again, I'm like, the demon realm is right there. Deborah has a sister. It's all right there. If there has to be a land of the gods, there has to be a land of the demons.
You know,
don't tell me Dragon Ball Heroes have done more with the demon realm than the official Dragon Ball timeline. Cooler is still not canon. That's it. That's all I got. Go ahead, guys. No. I don't know.
Man, I'll say this, man. I feel like the executive one day got up, walked around the office, saw somebody playing a game. Hey, what's that? Oh, this is Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z. No, go back. You mean you want me to exit? Yeah. What's that? Oh, I'm in the lobby. You're in the lobby. Is that Goku? Oh, he looks like a kid. Hey, I'll be right back. Send me a screenshot of that. All right, send it to my office. Then he comes back, walks around. Hey, what game is that? This? Yeah, that's not a character I've seen before. Oh, no, I made him. You made him in what? Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse. This is, in fact, the 7th DLC. And you're playing the story mode right now, are you? I am. Who's that? Oh, this is a demon. This is actually, you're not going to believe this. Deborah, whatever his name is, Devilman's sister. And then comes back, said, guys, I was inspired. Let's make Dragon Ball Z magic. Forget Super, because we're Bandai.
Toei.
We're Toei. Yeah. Who cares? Yeah, we're Toei, man. And I don't know, man. All this great animation, and I'm like, okay, so like, how did this come to be? Versus toy sales, it just can't be toy sales that makes you this illogical. Because it's like, okay, because you see the material, as you stated, the endless supply of material. The Dragon Ball Z movies that we have that aren't canon, why don't we make them canon? Why don't we find a way? Why isn't this the next subject matter for our next future sagas? You got something as genius as the Big Getty Star. What's its origin? Where did it come from? Why was it there? Nothing. Lord Slug. Now let's go deeper into the Namek lore. You touched on it on Super. Now let's bring back Lord Slug. You mean an ancient Namekian?
The original.
He's an ancient Namekian.
Yeah, or one of the original Super Nameks.
And the first Super Namek? And so what if now he says, oh wait, Piccolo, that form? That's nothing. We did this every Sunday. Nothing. Then you introduce Broly in the best way possible. Now, you think I want to waste my time watching Chibi Broly? Getting now he devolved. I hated Digimon when Agumon turned to the head. It was driving me crazy. I was waiting every episode. I say, yo, Aguma, you better turn back into the yellow dinosaur, man. Punching the screen as a kid, man. That analog television, punching that Sony. Yo, I was losing it. Now, you want to turn Goku back into a kid and you get rid of Vegeta to be teamed up with the most uninteresting side character?
Well, I will say this. This is one of the things we said we wanted. We did say we wanted to see the Supreme Kai world to be expanded upon.
But then he doesn't, you don't, see, there's one thing Oda does that's amazing. He pairs up people that you would never thought would need pairing, but doesn't remove other characters.
Mm-hmm.
They're still there, right? Mm-hmm. Why can't it be Goku, Vegeta, Krillin back on his grind? And why can't if you really want to push, why not try to take the model from Oda and apply it to Dragon Ball Z? I think would work out a lot greater. Space, One Piece. Why not? You want to sell? Let's sell Goku. Let's do what Oda does, right? Oda doesn't necessarily have to do a transformation. He just changes the costumes, allocated to the areas that they're at. And you know what? I like it. That's how you make a collectible. Mm-hmm. You think I want to see Goku in that jacket. If I could find that jacket he was wearing with Gohan in the Cell Saga, I'm copping it. If we can find Goku in the Vegeta uniform made by Bulma, why not? Wait, Vegeta, you know blue is kind of not your thing. I want you to wear a different color, Vegeta. This is going to be it for you. Right? Why not have Bulma actually use her wisdom and make a battle suit? I don't care if you're not interested in it, but it makes sense for Bulma. You know, it's okay. Let it be. If you really want to make collector's item, you have all these other characters to do. One thing I love about One Piece, he could literally have the most successful card game in the world. Why? Because everybody looks different. Everybody's worth something in the One Piece universe. Every area, every weapon, everything is unique to them. Clawhador with his glasses. You got Buggy the Clown, and these are just your common villains. Buggy's crew. That's something you would think of to make sell toys, right? Like I don't want, and then you didn't even do Trunks and Goten the right way. Like, listen, everybody don't want to admit it, but Trunks is Zach Morris. Trunks is Zach Morris. Accept it. That's not Zach Morris Trunks.
And even if that's not the route you wanted to go, it's like there's other ways to make Trunks stand out from future Trunks, and it'd be fine. Here's what happened when you had a father in your life. Boom, done.
There you go. Boom. There you go. Right? So we're gonna act like Trunks is not gonna get his sword? Because I'm waiting for that. How's he gonna get his sword in this universe? No Tapion? You mean to tell me no Space Link?
Right. No ancient demon that's been sealed away for centuries.
I'm like, yeah, like So like there's so many, and I have to change my verbiage, man. I'm not trying to use the word like anymore. I don't understand. The production is there. Why wait now? When they gave me that 1 minute animation recap in Dragon Ball Z Superhero, that was where I froze. If you don't remember, before you watch Superhero, they do a recap of the Red Ribbon Army and Goku's adventures. Then they show you the greatest Cell. They show you the greatest ever seen before animation of Vegeta, Super Vegeta, in fact. And I'm asking myself, why not? If the entire movie of Dragon Ball Z Superhero looked like that, it would have sold over and over. Because the story's not that bad. Just didn't like the animation direction. Now, the animation direction in Dragon Ball Z Daima is amazing. But the story, the choice of characters that you have surrounding it, yeah, we did want it. We when we say we want these things, it's not, we don't want it to be we don't want it to come into an existence in the worst way possible. We want the best way possible. We want the way that makes more sense. I mean, for me, I'm heartbroken. You finally got Goku looking like Goku, but then I'm like, but that's like Gotenks is your son's get up, man. So what are you? You know, what are you doing? And now what is Vegeta gonna do? He's just gonna stand around and just talk and monitor. You're gonna have him as Lucius Fox talking through a crystal ball.
We don't know yet. We don't know yet, but Tim, go ahead, get your rant in, and we'll kind of like collect our thoughts at the end and see what agreement we
Um,
come to.
you know, to go back to what George just said about the worst way possible, Chibi is the worst way possible because to go jump back to Pokemon, BDSP, the one remakes people have been real. So actually, I wouldn't say the one
Brilliant Diamond
remakes. The
Shining
remakes
Pearl
people
for people who don't know. Hmm.
people were waiting for the Sinnoh Saga to return back for so many reasons. That trailer came
That's not
out.
good. You got the
That that
acronym for Pokemon.
that trailer came out. People was like, "Y'all serious? Y'all serious?" And it's not even
Hmm.
based off platinum. Like we're getting the worst versions too. Like because people said, when it came to the third versions, yellow, crystal, emerald, and platinum, to this
The
day,
definitive versions of the games.
they
Hmm.
they live in people's hearts, man. They live in people's hearts. And then
And
now
made by a
once
third
again,
party at that, with Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Well, go ahead.
yeah. And then the thing about it is now you've done it with this because you could tell like with Super, it kind of just feels like they just gave up because the the manga went too far. It went too far. Like, and this is why I said, bro, bring it.
Off the
And
rails.
this is why I said, bro, bringing back Frieza made no sense. Like, you should have used Resurrection F as a way of solidifying Cooler in this universe because it made sense. If you mean to tell me that because from what I got, the picture that I got during the Garlic Junior saga, when Vegeta went to space and was fighting Frieza's army, they made it seem like Vegeta wiped out everybody.
Pretty much everybody. Hmm.
They made it seem like so like you mean to tell me Frieza's army has been bankrupt or on living off fumes for the past over 15 years? Because remember, you got to consider the time skip with Cell and Majin Buu,
Yeah.
bro. Like Frieza's been dead for how long? So how is this army still together? Oh yeah, there is one member of the family who's been exiled, but he took control. The older brother.
Took over the family
That could have made
business
so
in
much.
terms of time. It's right
That could have made
there.
so much sense. Because even how
That's
you,
all.
even even how you made a canon version of Broly, it made sense. It just made so much sense, bro. And even like like I said, there were certain aspects of superhero. I was like, you know what? This expands on the Red Ribbon Army in the best way. They became a pharmaceutical company. I was like, bro, that makes so much sense. But no,
And you,
no. And then, like I said, bro, when it, the tournament power, like it gave me some hope for the human characters. I would say you randomly gave Master
pointless
you
transformations.
you randomly gave Master Roshi this weird power up. Oh, I've been eating this mystic flower for years. Krillin
Training in
was starting to
secret,
go.
all that.
Krillin was starting to go back to his, and this is why I say the Dragon Ball version of Krillin, where he was like a real trickster. He was the prankster monk, and you saw it in his fighting style. Oh, here's a destructo disc. Oh, it's split up into 30 destructo discs. Oh, you think you're about to dodge them? No, here comes a in your face
Times
solar flare.
100 solar flare. Yeah.
And that's why I say, like, bro, he was starting to really come back because I felt like they kicked out Krillin too early.
Of
And
course.
then you had TN, who was basically, and I would say this, he was basically the Neji of Dragon Ball. He was
Yeah.
basically he was that rival who was the it dude. The dude has multiple techniques, and it's like he just became a shadow clone sacrifice. And I was like, so it's like you were finally giving relevance to different characters again. You was even bringing Boo back into the fold. the fact is, like, you even showed a cameo of Oob. So it's like, okay, we're finally getting
Who
to the end
has
of Z.
God Key?
And it's like, bro, like, okay, they're starting to make sense of this transition. And it's like, but it's just like you just started to fumble it, bro. And then now, like, with superhero, the only transformation that makes sense was Piccolo. Gohan's, to an extent, depend if you use our theories,
Mm-hmm.
but it's kind of like, so where does it fall in line? Because first of all, the thing that I really,
Where does it go? Now everybody chibis.
but then the thing that I didn't understand about superhero is like, but where does this fall? Because last time I checked, Gohan was motivated during the Moral Saga. So how did he become dismotivated, unmotivated again?
Well,
And that's
remember,
what it's like, bro.
remember that's
The
why that's why I
the
said the manga
the,
universe and the anime universe aren't the same.
the continuity is
They're
messing
not the
up so
same.
That's
much, bro.
horrible.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
horrible.
Continuity is all over the place. So now, like, yes, Black Frieza, he made his own hyperbolic. How, how, and now his transformations,
And then
his
he doesn't even look good.
and now his transformations are
Custom character from Xenoverse, dog.
based off the Mastercard.
My bad, Tim. But yeah, the MasterCard, dog. He looked like a Master Ball, man. Yo, he looked like a Master Ball. That's what I was trying to realize. I said, dog looked like a Master Ball, kid. I'm like, yo, kid, like, fam, like, that's, and it's like, it's so crazy to me. I'm like, man,
Toys, the franchise. Go ahead.
if y'all bring back Cooler and he's gold, I'm punching the screen.
Well, they
Toys, the
technically already
franchise.
Just make him platinum.
Toys, the franchise.
No, it's dumb. It's dumb. He was already silver. Just, okay, we not getting Cyber Cooler. We'll make him silver.
Toys, the franchise.
But see,
Even if when you say toys, it don't make sense. It don't make sense because I don't see the toy plan here. It's not even the best toy plan.
That was my issue with Resurrection F, because I was expecting a cooler like transformation, but then
Man, that movie was trash.
the files came out. I was like, wait, he's gold.
And then they robbed Vegeta, Lakers color, Laker Frieza. And then they robbed Vegeta. I was like, yo, you know what, dog? And then they robbed him again. So I'm mad now. I'm absolute moral arc. Yo, the rage I have for these writers and these decision makers. I'm about to rob Dragon Ball Z and make my own fake version,
like,
and make bread.
The gimmicks was too
because at this point,
the gimmicks were too much. Majin Buu was always asleep. And then the last gimmick for me was the Goten and Trunks in the superhero movie. It was like they messed it up.
Okay. Right. You wanted Teen Gotenks? Here's Teen Gotenks. Ha ha.
Fat.
It's the same joke we've been using since '96. Ha ha ha. Right, guys.
And I could watch that '96 joke on YouTube. Like it's not, like they gotta remember, like this continuity is not forgotten. If I wanted to play Resident Evil right now, it would be fresh in my mind because it's right there. I don't have to go buy an Xbox or a GameCube. Find the disc, make sure it's clean, and play it, set up and find an analog television. I could just download it. These things
Jory, they've also re-released Dragon Ball in how many mediums at this point? We've gotten Dragon Ball, the Dragon Ball Remaster, Dragon Ball Kai. Like you said, it's fresh. We ain't forget. Y'all have a company have made sure we don't forget.
And then now you do nothing. Like I feel like it's horrible when the fan made Dragon Ball Z's are better concepts and ideas than the actual multi-million-dollar company with people with certified experience in the industry, not making logical decisions.
The quote-unquote biggest fans running the Dragon Room.
No, it's not. I feel like they got homie from Target. They got another dude from a shoe company, and they said, "Hey, this is Dragon Ball Z." Oh, they look like they're fighting.
Sheesh.
And you want it to be the next one, like One Piece pamphlet is right there for you to borrow from.
So I'll say this, and we'll move on because we do have a couple more anime things to cover. And I'm sure we will be returning to this conversation at a certain point.
Oh yeah.
What do you guys think about my theory that Toei is trying to slowly phase out Dragon Ball? and this is probably more credence to it. And for those who don't know, I've said in the past that I think that Toei has made it more and more apparent in years, and more so now than ever, that they want One Piece to be what Dragon Ball was. Dragon Ball will still be around because it sells millions upon millions without trying very hard. But I think they're looking to make One Piece the figurehead of their company.
Yes.
And if you want evidence, look no further than the Gear 5 rollout. It was on everything. It was
Gear
everywhere.
Gear 5 and even the Netflix reception, bro, it's clear that Dragon Ball is fading away.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a little too late for that though.
For One Piece?
Yeah, because One Piece is now on it's about to be out the window, right? We're waiting, and One Piece is now on a. It's we're not this rollout is too late because now it's not like in a sense where we have time. We feel like
Fam,
we can spend time with it.
fa-
Now it's like, man,
fam,
you know what?
fam.
It's coming to a close.
One Piece can expand a whole arc across 6 years. You could be married and have 2 kids, and they're still on the final arc.
That, and let's not act like One Piece theme park isn't coming in our lifetime. Let's be for real.
I mean, they
One
have
Piece Land
they
is
have
coming.
everything that, but see, that's the thing.
And a
They
fighter. They gotta bring it back, bro. They gotta bring it back.
Think about it, Jory. Think about what they've done with Mario, and then Mario, basically the Mario theme park within Universal. Imagine One Piece world.
The Barati restaurant.
Oh no! I mean, it just matters about what location. Where are you going to do this thing at?
Oh,
where's it going to take place?
It'll be Disney World. Yeah, you'll have one in Japan.
Oh, okay.
There'll be one in Tampa. There'll be one in California, and you will pay hundreds of dollars. You'll get your straw hat, Luffy hat at the door.
One Piece has everything that could exist in its world except actual land.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Even with that, no, One Piece World that'll be an amazing water park. That'll be an amazing restaurant. Yeah. That'll be an amazing anything.
Just a series
everything.
Of
One Piece
40
is
rides of you fighting against the final bosses of every arc.
And why doesn't One Piece have an adventure game on the scale of a Final Fantasy? Because to me, if I'm a company and I want it to be big, it makes sense.
I think they're afraid.
Because you could
I think they're afraid, right? So like that's why I said like it's more of a theory, right? I don't have enough definitive proof, right? And I think to your point, Jory, I think you're right. One Piece has been around for so long now that I think they're a little afraid that one, I mean, not to serious it out, but Oda's sickly. Oda is somebody who has to take breaks almost monthly at this point because he has health ailments. He's not dying, but this is somebody who's been drawing this series for the past 20 plus years. He's not going to be able to crank out at this volume much longer. So I think there is that fear of like, hey, we're turning, like you said, Universe is on like its 10th DLC and still cranking out sales. Fighters is still selling despite no rollback netcode. I think they're a little afraid to like to let the cash cow fall back and really invest in One Piece because One Piece has also had some serious misses. Look at One Piece Red. It was a musical. Nobody watched it.
I mean, I could have told you that. There's not a lot of One Piece movies that are good anyway.
But that's what I'm saying. So I think there's a part of them of like, we want to kind of go all in this world because, again, in the long-term sense, One Piece Land makes a lot more sense than Dragon Ball Land. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
But does One Piece have the financial power to really replace Dragon Ball? We see it's selling, the manga's strong as ever. The anime sales are strong as ever. But, again, you could sell Goku in your sleep.
They won't. The thing, it's too many of us around, and it's too many of our kids that know where the real truth comes from. So that's how I feel. That's how I feel towards One Piece. One Piece is amazing. I got into it late. But I feel like it's too late to even do that push.
Series. Late is relative.
Yeah, well, there you go. Late is relative. But I would say it's too late to try to make that into a household name because Naruto has more of a household name in my heart than One Piece.
Yeah, but look how
Bleach second.
Look how they're fumbling Naruto.
No. No, Naruto now.
Naruto's
Listen,
losing
Naruto
good
is done in
grace.
my
Yeah,
mind.
Naruto's losing good grace with by the
Naruto,
month.
Naruto is listen. Naruto is finished in my mind. Boruto doesn't exist except the movie. So whenever I see somebody pull up, hey man, you guys watch the latest Boruto doesn't exist. It's not real. Bleach is more real than Boruto, right? Because it's just like, what am I getting? It's like GT. I know GTs exist, but this is GT. Boruto is just GT. That's because it's foolishness. Now, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm so confident now. I'm like, man, there's no way I can fail.
Mm,
There's no way I can fail. The level of quality of artwork that I'm seeing from these manga artists, except um homie from One Punch Man's
mm-hmm.
artist,
Murata. Yeah.
I'm gonna make it, man. Murata,
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it, man. But back to Dragon One Piece. It's just I feel like it's too late. That transition took too long
Mm.
for it
To
to
really
kind
fully
of
take over.
yeah. It because we're now the rumors of me expecting it to end kind of already settled. Even though Tim, you're right, he could stretch it out, but does he want to?
I don't know.
You know,
I don't know. Every time I think the
does he
story's
want
moving
to?
on,
Because
like I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna get a little bit into manga spoilers a little bit. I'm like that whole rescue Kobe arc. I'm like, oh, things are okay. Garb's doing this, and we find out what Aokiji was up to, and now he's a Blackbeard pirate. I'm like, Lord, okay. And then we get to we meet we get to the Egghead arc, and we finally meet the mastermind behind all these great Navy inventions. And you find out how he works and things like that, and he's part of 6 different minds and things like that. But now it looks like we're getting back to the Wano arc where here comes a huge information dump flashback.
oh man,
It's the story of Odin all over again, but this time with Kuma and the original pirates that the Rocks pirates, because originally a lot of the emperors were under one lead pirate who had a crew that involved Kaido, Big Mom, and Whitebeard.
but that's I ain't gonna lie, that's kind of
It
sick.
is sick.
So
But to
yeah,
Tim's
that's sick.
point, there's
It's too long.
6
Yeah.
years of story of how these people came together and split apart.
Don't tell me that, man. Dang, that's crazy. Oh well, you know what? By that time we'll be on our PS9s, Xbox 8s, or the Xbox Dreamcast now, because they're gonna get Sega. But anyway, man, you know what I'm saying? So, oh man, that's
Yeah.
crazy, dude.
So we can move on, but it's one of those things where I'm like, to me, and I'm always like, again, conspiracy brain a little bit. I'm like, I really feel like Toei is like Tim has said multiple times, like we've said, they're either too afraid to take risks with Dragon Ball or don't know what to do with Dragon Ball. And they need something else to kind of fuel the machine at this point, grease the wheel.
And all they gotta do is Dragon Ball Z Space One Piece. Call it a day. Goku gets tired of being on Earth, leaves it to Gohan. Then whenever you want to give
or Dimension Hop.
or Dimension Hop. The Xenoverse thing you don't have to do it. You can just go to galaxies because it's vast enough.
Fellas,
You know what I'm saying? Because
but fellas, how will that sell toys?
to me it's genius.
Different outfits.
Different outfits. It doesn't have to be a transfer. You steer away from that. We because there's nothing else you can do.
But
right?
but listen,
Then give us.
But listen, it doesn't have to be transformations. You guys are right. But again, I'm going based off of what they've shown us. Did we need Super Saiyan Future Trunks Rage mode?
Nope.
Did we need Vegeta Blue Evolution? Did we need
Nope.
Beast Gohan?
No.
Will it sell? It's the undertone. I'm not saying you guys are absolutely right. They don't need to. It's Dragon Ball. It's a 40-year-old franchise. You put Goku on the cover, it's gonna sell. But I'm telling you, where is the action figure? Show me my new Saiyan transformation, or I can't greenlight it.
Oh, not. I need to understand this toy model thing, business wise. Is it now? Haven't we gotten to a point where we don't have to use that model?
No,
Not necessarily, bro. Because to be honest, that's the reason why the Power Rangers reboot movie is not following through. Because Hasbro said it did not sell enough toys. People did not buy Megazords like how they did in our era. And guess who's coming back after bankruptcy? Toys R Us.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Toys R Us is coming back, bro.
Jory,
Oh my gosh, this
Jory,
is
think about
so
it. Think
crazy.
about it.
I don't get
It's
it.
not because it's not a market that you focus on. Think about when's the
Yeah,
last
but
time have you walked into a Barnes and Noble recently?
Yes.
Do you know? Have you looked? Do you kind of recall what their toys and games section looks like?
Vaguely, it was pretty
Right,
small.
pretty small. But there's
Yeah.
also the high definition, detailed, collectible Goku figure that's just there in a bookstore for $70, right next to the manga section.
See, Hobby Lobby makes sense. Hobby Lobby makes sense, right? I go into a Hobby Lobby, I see something like that. Okay, there's a Dragon Ball Z section, figurine section, but a Barnes and Nobles.
but
I'm
you gotta
telling you.
realize, bro, toys is part of merchandise, bro.
Yes.
Shirts.
And that's fine. Shirts, that's fine. Okay, shirts.
Oh,
Nope. Because you put a shirt in the washer, it get run down after a
right.
while, bro. So you need
But
Then they make
that
trash quality.
right.
you
But
need that pristine figurine.
right. So what Tim says, right? So look at it this way: when you introduce your son or daughter or both to the greatness that is the Dragon Ball Z legacy, and they say, "Dad, I want my action figures so I could use my imagination and have Goku fight Raditz in my hands,"
Yep.
and there you have the toy business model, right there.
Like even let's go back into the digital future of games. Guess what's going to increase more in prices? The physical collector's editions
Mm-hmm.
that you have to buy strictly from the retailer, which is Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you want that Last of Us Part 3, the finale figurine where you skull
I was gonna
a
say,
clicker in the head.
yeah,
You
Joel's
gotta
bloodstained
you
book
gotta
bag.
buy it. You gotta buy it straight from Sony. Because to be honest, I'm a prime example. When Infamous 2 came out, when I saw that Cole McGrath backpack with the Sly Cooper sticker,
And that's somebody who doesn't normally buy. You know what I'm saying? That's somebody who normally doesn't buy things like that.
and I don't normally buy
Oh,
collectors. It's like,
yeah, okay. They got me with the Gears of War Xbox. I seized it, and I just bought my Xbox the day before that. But listen,
That's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying, Jory.
But
You're looking at
oh
it from
man, that's
a
crazy.
rational mindset of like I make intentional decision purposes. You're not letting your need to collect fuel your thoughts, which I get it because that's how we are too. But look at it from their
why not make a
perspective.
mobile game?
They have a mobile game. They have 2 mobile games. That
yeah,
does
remember,
that does millions.
But you remember what we said in past pods: different streams, different areas,
Yes.
merchandise, mobile, core gaming. They need everything, and that's how capitalism works, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They
Why
need
innovate
everything.
when I could sell it to you? I'll just sell it to you. I don't have to innovate anything. I don't have to create anything. I'll just sell it to you.
Look at this. Look at Disney. Disney, you paying for 2 of their subscription services. Some people don't even know Hulu is under Disney.
Oh no, it's Disney. It's D minus now. G is Disney D minus, kid.
But people,
I'm just saying.
Hey,
Like,
future
no, you're
sponsors.
right, Tim. But like,
hey, future sponsors of the podcast. We reserve the right to change
hey,
our
y'all
mind.
boys, we gonna be on Rumble. We're gonna be on Rumble, y'all boys. We're gonna be on Rumble, man.
Single-handedly
support. so we can say what we want.
But yeah,
yeah.
We can wrap it up.
We can move on. We'll just do some quick hits because at this point, we're kind of hitting our usual limit on the pod. Quick thoughts. Netflix, quick run, or not quick run, are looking to expand more out of the Castlevania realm and get into more of the their own studio anime adaptations. So over the time that we were on break, we got an announcement of a Devil May Cry Netflix anime adaptation. We got an announcement of a Tomb Raider Netflix anime adaptation. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World is getting an anime Netflix adaptation. What are our thoughts?
I am looking
They
forward
better
to it.
spend money.
I'm looking forward to it
Yeah, they
all.
better spend money.
Because
Mm.
honestly, I just finished.
You know what helped?
Yeah.
What?
No, go ahead, Tim. My bad.
Because to be honest, I just finished Castlevania Nocturne, and I was,
It was
because
good.
bro, the theme, I was like, oh, I did not expect this. Okay, but yeah, so pour all the money into it, all of it, all of it.
Do you guys have any reservations given how they've treated some of the other Netflix animes in the past? Tim, you brought
Like
up a
which
good
one?
point about Son of Zeus, where we ain't getting that second season.
Yeah,
them,
that's
um,
yeah, that's on a definite back burner, bro. That's on
once
a
those announcements came out for Devil May Cry, I'm like, oh, Son of Zeus is definitely not happening now. R.I.P.
Yeah, I definitely have reservations, man. Did you see Record Ragnarok? It's just slides.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, go watch Record Ragnarok. It's just slides.
Ooh.
It's just like it's like all that greatly drawn animation. You'll see a guy freeze frame, then the speed lines, and then the final attack, and then more speed lines. Like the budget is not like
It's not evenly
it's not good.
distributed.
Yeah, but now you know what caused, I feel like what caused them to spend more money in the animation department? What Cyberpunk Edge Runners did
You think so?
for the Cyberpunk game. Yeah,
As opposed to
absolutely.
how well Castlevania did?
1000%. I have problems with Castlevania. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not for me. There was things where I felt like I thought as far as concept wise things. Yeah, Tim, bro. I got a whole clip ready.
For the original run of
Not.
Castlevania?
No. I didn't like this new season.
Oh,
My favorite season was Trevor
no, that's what I was
Belmont,
talking
but the
about.
one that came out with Richter. Yeah.
I feel like that one is what kind of like
A1.
yeah
A1.
kickstarted them to want to spend money.
A1.
So I was surprised
No,
you said Cyberpunk
that helped.
was the thing that
That helped. No, but the thing is, Cyberpunk was more. It was already known by Studio Trigger, right? So these are the same guys that do Gurren Lagann. These are the same guys that did Promare, Killer Killer. So it had a gravitation towards it, and then when it came and it got that, hey, yo, this is what they did with Cyberpunk. So now the fact that it made people want to play Cyberpunk, and it brought more value to the both universes, because that story was amazing. It did, because we're used to Studio Trigger being too childish, but this was exactly what I wanted in an anime, man.
at all. I think when you look at the metaphors in Gurren Lagann and Kill la Kill, that's not childish at all.
Well, if you're walking in and you walk out, you'll see it as too
at a glimpse it looks insane.
Yeah, at a glimpse. And some people, that's all they bring to memory. That's all they remember.
She does
but
what?
With
she
Edge
puts
Runners,
on lingerie and gets okay.
And it can talk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it takes some of her blood. Like what? Yeah, come on. So with that, I feel like Edge Runners really did it, and it was that consistency. And to be honest with you, the fact that JoJo's was there, even though Star Ocean isn't as well received, but the fact that I could watch all the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure on Netflix, yeah, fam, that's the greatest Christmas break ever. What?
And now
then I can go in there.
They just updated Netflix the other day with all of Demon Slayer, so you can watch even the most recent season in English dub on Netflix.
Yeah, in English dub. Vinland Saga helped.
Yes.
Vinland Saga definitely helped. Vinland Saga helped. There was enough. And a lot of these. What's that superhero movie that show that caught everybody by surprise? It was a Netflix one season superhero Super Crooks.
That was good too.
That was another good one. That was another good one. There was enough consistency for it to be like, this is actually, I'm actually feeling like I'm getting a profit out of my my Netflix anime subscription. I feel like now Baki's doing Baki. My students talk about Baki, like they talk about it with me. They talk to me. You understand? When I showed them the little clip what we did with Spec, they did flips. It took me 30 minutes to calm them down. Mr. President! You know what I'm saying? They were just going crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I made one kid say, "I love Spec now." I didn't realize what you were talking about. You know? So it's this boy, they mess around and they drop Beyblade. Oh, it's over. It's over.
Depending on how it's done.
If Beyblade getting out of depth, no.
I,
Yeah, depending on how it's
I
done. But
think
now I feel like the budget is coming because we were going on like, yo, this is a Netflix budget anime. You already knew what
yeah.
that was. Slides after slide after slide. But now the momentum's built. Tim, you was gonna say something? I'm sorry.
I do feel like to get back on topic, Devil May Cry and Tomb Raider, I think they will do well because they're flagships. I do feel like, the Devil May Cry, they're going to definitely go for the Devil May Cry 3 Dante design. I definitely feel
1000%.
they are going to run,
1000%.
that hard. And then,
Bruh,
and
you
then,
have to.
and then,
You
of,
have
and
to.
then of
That
course,
and four.
with the reinduction of Virgil with the games and stuff, you already know what's happening. You already know the story
Yeah.
that
Have to.
we've been wanting Capcom to get right since day one. Dante and Virgil.
Mm-hmm.
The family history. You already know Mundus is the villain. You already know.
Mm-hmm.
You already know.
The
You
backstory
already
of how
know.
they separated,
You
the
know,
mom's passing.
Tim, every time I talk about Devil May Cry, I hate 5 a little bit more.
Yeah.
I'm dissatisfied. I hate 5 a little bit more. Yeah.
Which is why I
It was
said the
lazy.
reboot had much more room for sense because
That's what I wanted.
because even in the reboot you find out that Mundus was their uncle.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, because Virgil basically kind of like he undertones it. There's like, yeah, Mundus sealed away his blood brother Sparta. Oh, so that means he's your uncle.
Hmm. Okay. It would have been nice to.
That it was good story wise. I didn't like the game mechanics.
Yeah,
But
that's
it was
fine.
good
But I
story
mean,
wise.
again, we're talking about like
Yeah.
just the animation spectrum, which will obviously just be all story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I think that might be a little bit we'll see is gonna be Tomb Raider because what
Yeah.
I've noticed is because people have very distinct in their minds of what they think Tomb Raider needs to be.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be hard to kind of balance that tone in a animation spectrum.
To be honest with you, I feel like, and don't punch me in the face, Tomb Raider, Angelina Jolie is way more interesting than any of the Tomb Raider. If they put that version in a game, it'll work. She had the charisma, the charm. You didn't have to do all the, and then she wasn't even provocative like how people make her out to be. She was just an adventurous woman. I think for me, in today's time, she would work more. She has way more charisma. She's way more interesting. You can put her in those survivor scenarios, and it'll work. I never called her female Nathan.
It's hard. It's hard, and the reason why I say it's difficult, right?
Because she's
I'll
too
say this.
too attractive.
No. I don't think that attractiveness is the bad part. I'm actually not mad at Angelina's depiction of Laura. I think where it gets tricky, and I think that's what the reboot tried to address, is that for somebody who is this legendary treasure hunter / super spy / adventurer, you can't be this unscathed adventure after adventure after adventure. You can't be this flawless in this world that you're in. You're dodging bullets, you're solving puzzles, you're doing this, and people joke about the reboot being basically torture porn for Laura because all her death scenes have unique animations of her being impaled 45 different times. But I think it's this weird. Yeah, it was hostile. The video game.
No. Like there's things that I appreciate in Last of Us that I feel like a lot of games can probably pull from. Right? You can naturally make it to where they earn their kills depending on your skill level, and where you deserve your death depending on your skill level. Mortal Kombat doesn't shy away from punching their flagship heroes and ripping their faces off. And I think that was a good direction. Oh, that's all I feel would solve that level of her not being unscathed. Give her matches, give her good matchups.
But how do you?
She doesn't.
How do you do that with a character where, like I said, there's people who have night and day different impressions of her. The people, the the fans of Tomb Raider from the PlayStation era don't recognize the Lara Croft from the PS2 era when she became Super Spy Lara Croft. The PS2 era doesn't necessarily translate to the Tomb Raider reboot era. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a universally accepted franchise. It's a universally known character. People know who Lara Croft is, but what is Lara Croft in an animation perspective that will appeal to all the
I mean,
audiences?
I feel like you have Uncharted to give pull from, man. Uncharted probably did a
That's
better Lara Croft.
but that's what the reboot was more strongly focused about, lore and exploration, because you find out that the biggest villains that she's facing is like the church, the cult.
Mm-hmm.
Trinity, and you could tell, like, story wise, for the anime purposes, that's exactly what it's going to be about. Because you find out Trinity are interested in these ancient secrets because of immortality, because the church wants to continue on massive control of the world. So yeah, they know all the ancient secrets. They know all the witchcraft and all that other stuff. They know these mystical objects, and the church wants that, so to harness it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where she became primary suspect number one, because her family has a history of solving the biggest world's mysteries,
Right.
and
And uncovering and
she's
exposing
the
the truth.
yeah, and she's the latest, and she's the heir to the family. She's the heir to the Croft name. So
Yeah.
yeah, and to give the whole survivalist mentality. Yeah, like, every game she starts over new with weapons, and then you have to make makeshift weapons. And one game you take a piece of metal from a propeller, and that's your knife.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
It
dope.
is. But
That's
that's
dope. I think you could do it. You have Uncharted. Like, who are those two girls from Uncharted?
oh
The one with the brunette.
Chloe and
Chloe,
what's
She usually wears the red.
the other one? The
Chloe,
Chloe's one of
Elena,
them though. Yes.
Elena.
So when I'm watching the gameplay of this game, I said, and they having a hard time doing Tomb Raider,
Well, like I said,
because
it's
that lady
generations,
could,
bro.
if you were to give her a different cost, if you were to give her a different costume, she would have the slash adventure suit. What you shaking your head
Because
for?
Two different
all you're gonna
games.
see
Yeah.
online is this. Yeah, this isn't my Laura Croft. I'm telling you, it's an unfortunate byproduct of a longevity of a franchise.
And it's fine. You could just make it a costume. So then, like, what Lara Croft do they want? Like, do they want the hiking boots? Is that too
No,
much?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I think with the Netflix anime, we'll have to see. I don't know what version of her they decided on that they think is gonna work best with the audience.
If they do the movie version,
They're doing the game reboot
The reboot
version, I
version.
believe. Yeah.
Okay.
that'll work.
Okay.
That'll be alright. She's just boring, but that'll be alright.
No,
Yeah,
I agree with Jory. I think in those
she
reboots,
is boring.
she
She
is
is
a plot
boring.
device. She doesn't really.
If I were to take the girl from Uncharted and put her in the game and remove Lara Croft, it would be 20 times better because the girl's witty. She's fun. She's fun to hear talk.
Yeah.
So I never feel like, oh my gosh, kill me. I was reading this letter, Father, and I'm writing to you. I'm like, I don't feel instant depression when I see her.
Yeah. Laura
You know what I'm
in the
saying? Like,
reboots
this
comes
Lara
across a
Croft
little bit
is
more
just,
reactive in my opinion.
yeah. It's not like I'll take charge. Oh my gosh, I have to find a way out of here. Oh, the storm. Oh my God, impale. Oh my gosh, this ancient baboon impale. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but when you get homegirl from Uncharted, when I'm looking, I say, yo, I play a game with this girl.
Yeah.
I can see why she's not dead.
Yeah.
She's not zombie woman.
And then
Heck, Ada Wong would do better in her universe. You know what I'm saying? Like, jeez.
and then super last topic before we
Yeah.
wrap up real quick. Fellas, how do we feel about the reimagining of the final arc of Bleach? Clearly Kubo has heard our complaints. He's listened. The four, let's call them the four horsemen of the Soul King, have been revamped like we couldn't imagine. How are we feeling? No
Listen,
more off-screen loss.
if I could do a pop, if I could do a Power Rangers gesture, I'd do it, but I look stupid.
Oh, with
so no.
the pose and
But
the
yeah,
explosion
man.
in the background.
Oh man, show my watch, glitter, green screen, turbo engine can come out of nowhere. Yeah, man, dog, let's do it, man. I'm happy, and man, this production It's like it's artistic, and that's all I
Yeah,
want my
very
anime to
stylized.
be,
Very
man.
stylized.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then like I'm not gonna lie, that music, man.
But
My
the thing that's crazy is that this season didn't
goodness.
really have as much music. I don't feel
It
it.
didn't.
It was a lot of
But
just
it might
moments.
be because of my
Hmm.
mind. I can't hit the notes, guys, but jeez.
But then the thing is, I don't know if you realize this, like past Bleach seasons, the music reflected like the villains because
Yeah,
like you realize when it
Yeah.
came to the Waco Mundo stuff, it was more of a Spanish
very
type of
Spanish
beat.
influence.
But then like what villain was that? But then the other ones was more of like a German European type of feel. So like yes, there's like a particular theme to some of the music that they're integrating, and then right now you're just fighting Quincy's.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
I just yeah, I wanted to get your guys' thoughts now that a couple of weeks have passed since the official ending of part two. I said my thoughts in the group chat. I you know you get skeptical, right? Because you have things where authors have come back to reapproach series that they haven't arcs that they haven't touched in a while, and a lot of times the changes aren't the best. Uh, Yu-Gi-Oh being a perfect example of that, of everything they've done where they try to kind of reintroduce dual monsters, and it's like, so let me get this straight. You say and what's his name? Jaden went through time to meet Yugi? Sure. You know, like that kind of thing. Where I'm like, I don't know if this is what I wanted from this franchise.
You know.
But I feel like with this, at least for this particular installment of episodes, I was like, wow, not only did we get more on screen fight time with these particular Shinigami and these Quincy fights, but we got a Bankai. And not just like Bankai off screen Bankai, a fully fleshed out. You go to this torch room, you go to that torch room. You guys are getting woven into death, basically. Like, how how do they survive? And then the whole concept of like
Mm.
these four people in particular cannot release their Bankai simultaneously because it could destroy the fabric of reality. Is like, yes, actually, yes, I'll take that. I could see why you guys were put in these particular positions and why going down there to stop Eisen felt like taking out the garbage on a Tuesday afternoon. Like, why would we do that for him? No, no. You know, it felt like the scale was there of like, we don't look at Eisen the way
Wow.
y'all look at Eisen. Why would we?
Wow. Now that's how you do scaling,
Mm-hmm.
man. Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, unless you guys had any closing thoughts, that was basically my. I just wanted to know how everyone felt. It sounds like we're all on the same page.
listen, the Instagram reels said it all. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful because that's where I
I
felt.
thought I was watching One Punch Man, dog. To be real with you.
Cause that's
Yeah, that's how
cause
crazy.
that's how I felt when the manga came around. I was like, that was it.
Yeah.
This is the Zero Squad.
Yeah.
Like the top of the food chain is like that's it. But then I'm glad they gave us justice. But part three, that's where that's where the redemption is
Hopefully.
because
Hopefully.
bro, there's so many fights in part three that is just like very pinnacle. You have the Mayuri fight when he fights the hand, the hand. Yeah, that fight. You have Grimjow and Kisuke versus the
Buddy with the blood technique thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then you have the Peacock Sniper versus Izuru. That is crazy. No,
No,
actually,
they gotta
They
fix
have
that.
to.
no,
They
They gotta
have
fix
to.
no,
that.
no, because like yeah, because actually yes, he fights the head captain first.
Mm-hmm. He
He
does.
fights he
He
fights the
does.
head captain first, and then you have the Valkyrie dude versus everybody else, the
Yeah.
Visors,
Thor versus
Hitsugai.
Kenpachi, Hitsugaya.
It's like
Oh, wait. Hold on. Guys, y'all boys. Kenpachi, who just beat Dr. Manhattan of Imagination,
yeah,
who just beat Luffy before fighting Luffy,
Yeah.
is struggling
It's a
Yeah.
cheat code, bro.
Make
So
It's a
yeah,
cheat
make it
code.
make
it
sense.
doesn't.
Make
It
it
doesn't.
make
That's the
sense.
thing. Yeah.
Because apparently two of the horsemen have pieces of the Soul King.
Yeah.
You found out last minute the Valkyrie dude has the Soul King's heart. I was like, you know
Yeah.
what? Whatever. So you mean to tell me? So
Right.
you mean to tell me the
They.
sickly captain of Bleach, who never does anything, has the other hand,
Right.
sacrifices himself,
Yeah.
and then these other random two Quincy's just have like, how did they get these pieces?
Yep.
How?
And not only that, they can't win because he can't lose. Like the Valkyrie guy, he can't lose, so they can't win. Yeah. Well, yeah.
What type of genjutsu infinite Setsuyomi? Alright, dog. Alright, bro. That's great. When that season dropped, when that manga was coming to an end, I would see frustration in my homies' faces because they love Bleach. And it was like, Jory, it just don't make sense. I said, what you talking about? But now when y'all explain it to me, man,
Yeah.
And the only reason why,
oh my
and the only reason why
gosh.
they survived that fight is because the King Quincy basically kills off everybody
Yeah.
to take his power back.
Hmm.
And I was like, wow.
That's the only reason they win. They win by
Dog,
convenience.
oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. I know Tim was punching the papers. What's Oh my gosh, that panel meant absolutely nothing. The beauty,
The one
nothing,
the
dog.
one part that I want them to clarify about was how Ichigo killed him, because remember that the full bring dude comes in
Wait,
and stabs
spoiler alert!
Ichigo.
Spoiler alert! But go ahead.
Wait, that's on the manga, but that came out like 6 years ago. They
Yeah, hey, we not shedding no blood, man. We shedding blood, man. We not saving
All
swords,
right,
man.
go
yeah.
ahead.
Swords are
Yeah, go
drawn out.
ahead,
So
Tim. Go ahead.
so like, because I remember his power was, it's like you forget, but then you get something back through your forgetfulness. Because like Ichigo, like how he killed him, is like, so wait, so what did he actually do that you were able to do this and that? I just
So,
hope they.
if I remember correctly, right? If I remember correctly, and it's been a while since I finished the manga, I think the Fullbringer guy you're talking about, he makes Yuhabak temporarily forget that he can fully predict the future, right? So he's focused on the present, and then Aizen, who uses his sword, tricks Yuhabak into thinking he's fighting Ichigo when he's actually fighting Aizen, and that gives Ichigo the opportunity to get close and basically cut him in two, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So he forgets that he has the power of the Almighty, and then Aizen, being the original cheat code, tricks him into thinking he's fighting Ichigo, and then Ichigo sneaks up and gets him up out of here. It's gonna be, to Jory's point. Based on how they handled or still did not handle the Kenpachi fight, I think some of these things are just not going to explain it. It's just going to be just because how would you rationalize that at that point? How are they going to even do the hand? Like, how do you explain that the Soul King has a sentient hand that fights on the side of the Quincy's
And a heart.
and a heart? We know how he got the hand. Like, I'm glad they did that flashback where basically he takes it from the head of the Zero Division, but it's just like, when did this happen and why are they? You know what I'm saying? Like, wouldn't the Soul King, who I guess at this point is a corpse, right? Is he like alive? Like,
I think he's like a vegetable or something.
okay,
Because you
okay.
remember Aizen was like very mad at Kisuke. He's like, so you've seen it, because he described it as an it. He was like,
Mm-hmm.
how can you worship that thing? So obviously there's a reason why Aizen wanted to do what he wanted to do, because it's kind of like basically they saying the Soul King is just a figure, I guess. So
We'll see. Part 3 has its work cut out for it. It has work cut out.
yeah,
But again, to end it on a high note, hey, the Zero Division was done justice this time. Finally, after like 6 years, 6 years to
Actually,
see.
10. It was
Really?
10. Yeah, because I remember, yeah, the manga came out 10 years ago, bro. 10 years. 10 years ago.
Sheesh.
It was 10.
All right. All right. We'll find out when part 3 hits in 2024. But all right, fellas, that has been another episode of the Gamer Podcast. Thank you guys. Thank you everyone for listening, subscribing, tuning in. We do have some special announcement coming up in the next couple of weeks. Please continue to like, subscribe, and share if you're watching on YouTube. We love the comments. We try to at least acknowledge or respond to the comments as often as we can. And yeah, we're just looking to continue to grow. Once again, it's been Antonius the Gamer, Mikkel Smith, Super SS Rank, and this is the Gamer Podcast. Good night, and until next time.
Take care.